Shabbat Shalom, Mishpacha. This is Rabbi Simon Alta from the shores of the great country of North America. Wonderful nation, and I'm grateful that the Master of the Universes have given us great increases, bundles of increases, joy, happiness, that we can give Him thanks today on this great Shabbat day. Now, just to make a little announcement regarding our times, Rabbi Kefa may have briefed you on it, that we are going to be changing our times and we're going to go back to our original times, which will be 10 o'clock Eastern and 9 o'clock Central from next week. So please mark that down in case you don't see the room open earlier. That means that we have gone back to our original time. Yeah, that's correct. 9 a.m. Central and 10 a.m. Eastern New York time. Now, when I was in England, I used to keep track of America's times, because I learned living in England that America doesn't have one time zone, and I was able to track down for our time, whether it was Pacific, whether it was Central, whether it was Mountain time. I was able to track it down pretty easily. All I got to do is go to Google and check time of the location, and I was able to do it. So please, keep a note. Rabbi Kefa, you may want to post the Parsha Metzora, Parsha's 28, or shall I do that? Let me see if I can find it. Parsha's Metzora. Today's Parsha's is Parsha's Metzora, Parsha's 28 in the Torah, and let me just paste that in our little top section. Parsha's Metzora, and we have the Haftorah portion is Melachim Bet, 2 Kings 7:3-20. So let me put that too. Let me just put the other side on. Okay, that's great. In fact, we'll go foreverisrael.com. Foreverisrael.com. Okay, great. That's that done. Good. Okay, great. So let's have a look at. Let me just see what we're going to discuss today. Now, of course, today is April 13. Now, our Passover that we conducted, which was the Hanukkah Passover, it's already done, dusted. We've had our Passover, and we'll give thanks that it was, completed pretty successfully, pretty nicely, and we had a great time. Nice, pleasant time here. Now, a lot of you haven't done your Passover because you're still going to do the lunar Sabbath Passover, which is, I believe, beginning around about 19 April. Now, I can tell you that if you have missed the Hanukkah Passover, those who want to keep the Hanukkah Passover can still do it next month, which will be the same date. It will be May the 3rd. Approximate 30 days will be, because Hanukkah days are not they're not 29 and a half days, 30 days usually. They're not like lunar days where you have miss half a day and miss a whole day or 1.5 days. They don't work like that. So next Passover, for Hanukkah people who have missed the Enoch calendar can still do it, and they can just do it on May 3rd, and they can follow it through. So no problem about that. Those who want to keep the solar days. Solar days are the only days that we actually observed in the ancient times. Contrary to popular belief that we did lunar days, that is not true. So don't ever believe such a thing, because everything in our universe revolves around the sun. Without the sun, you will have nothing. So this is why there is scripture that talks about the Son of Righteousness, S-O-N, and that is almost seen as a S-U-N of righteousness. Not quite righteousness, but the sun that supplies all our needs for our earthly and bodily needs. Means that without that sun, the sun that shines, we cannot even sustain ourselves. We will just die. So, why did God create such an important planet for our needs is, of course, beyond our comprehension. We don't look beyond breathing and sustaining ourselves, but there was obviously other purposes as well. So with that, I'd like to present to you a small joke. God is talking to one of his angels and says, "Do you know what I have just done? I have just created a 24-hour period of alternating light and darkness on earth. Isn't that good?" The angel says, "Yes, but what will you do now?" God says, "I think I'll call it a day." Okay, so coming back to the notices, the Widows Fund that I'm raising up, I would like to tell you that I have reached, let me see what I have reached. I'm actually about $990 short of the Widows Fund. And if you can, those of you who have donated, I'm very grateful to you. May you be forever blessed. And those of you who have not, if you are able to, please send any donations to PayPal through the forever-israel.com webpage, or you can send a check to Rabbi Lamont Clofus to San Antonio. That will be much appreciated. Now, coming back to San Antonio, as you may know, those of you in North America, that San Antonio was a place where President Trump landed last week regarding things going on, the border wall in Mexico and all that. So that was a nice visit to Rabbi Kefa's home. I thought that visit is quite nice and quite pertinent, because if the president can come to Pensacola, he can definitely go to San Antonio. And I looked up the history. How many times has the president visited in Pensacola in the past? I found at least 10 times that various presidents had visited Pensacola, Florida. It's where my residence is. And I've also found that San Antonio was visited by presidents about 15 times. And I thought it was very fitting, because Pensacola is obviously the home of the priests, but San Antonio is home of the kings, the future kings and the past kings of Israel, because Judah represents the kingship, and Judah represents the one from whose lineage kings come for Israel, and also the Messiah, who's also a king. So therefore I thought it was very fitting that he should visit that particular part of the country. And as always, only those people who understand these things, deep spiritual truths, can understand what the meaning of this is, because most people don't get it, and they don't understand, and they continue to live in their ignorance and uneducation, because they feel that their education system in schools teaches them, but it doesn't really teach you much. Education system in schools is not geared to teaching you spiritual matters and higher truths. They do not come from schools. They come from other sources, your spiritual teachers. In our Metzora chapters 14 of the book of Leviticus, as I always say, is a book that is written for the priesthood, for Israel, for the Kohanim. It says, Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, "This shall be the Torah of the leper in the day of his cleansing. He shall be brought to the Kohen, and the Kohen shall go forth out of the camp, and the Kohen shall look, and behold, if the plague of leprosy be healed in the leper, then shall the Kohen command to take for him that is to be cleansed 2 birds, alive and clean, and cedar wood, and scarlet, and hyssop. And the Kohen shall command that one of the birds be killed over an earthen vessel, and over running ma'im, running water. As for the living bird, he shall take it, and the cedar wood, and the scarlet, and the hyssop, and shall dip them and the living bird in the blood of the bird that was killed over the running ma'im, running water. And he shall sprinkle upon him that is to be cleansed from the leprosy 7 times, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose into the open field. And he that is to be cleansed shall wash his clothes, and shave off all his hair, and wash himself in mime, that he may be clean. And after that he shall come into the camp, and shall stay out of his tent 7 days. But it shall be on the 7th day that he shall shave all his hair off the head, and his beard, and his eyebrows, even all his hair he shall shave off, and he shall wash his clothes. Also he shall wash his flesh in the ma'im, in the water, and he shall be clean. And on the 8th day he shall take 2 he-lambs without blemish, and 1 ewe lamb 1 year old without blemish, and 3/10 deals of fine flour for a grain offering mingled with oil, and 1 log of oil. And the Kohen that makes him clean shall present the man that is to be made clean and those things before Yahweh at the door of the tent of the appointed times. And the Kohen shall take 1 male lamb and offer him for a trespass offering, and a log of oil, and wave them for a wave offering before Yahweh. And he shall slaughter the lamb in the place where he shall slaughter the sin offering and the burnt offering in the holy place, for as the sin offering is a Kohen's, so is the trespass offering is most holy. It is most holy. And the Kohen shall take some of the blood of the trespass offering, and the Kohen shall put it upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot. And the Kohen shall take some of the log of oil and pour it into the palm of his own left hand, and the Kohen shall dip his right finger in the oil that is in the left hand, and shall sprinkle of the oil with his finger 7 times before Yahweh. And of the rest of the oil that is in the hand shall the Kohen put upon the tip of the right ear of him that is to be cleansed, and upon the thumb of his right hand, and upon the great toe of his right foot, upon the blood of the trespass offering. And the remnant of the oil that is in the Kohen's hand he shall pour upon the head of him that is to be cleansed, and the Kohen shall make atonement for him before Yahweh. And the Kohen shall offer the sin offering and make atonement for him that is to be cleansed from his uncleanness, and afterwards he shall kill the burnt offering. And the Kohen shall offer the burnt offering and the grain offering upon the altar, and the Kohen shall make atonement for him, and he shall be clean. And if he be poor and cannot get so much, then he shall take 1 lamb for a trespass offering to be waved, to make an atonement for him, and 1/10 deal of fine flour mingled with oil for a grain offering, and a log of oil, and 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, such as he is able to get, and the one shall be a sin offering and the other a burnt offering. And he shall bring them on the 8th day for his cleansing to the Kohen, to the door of the tent of the appointed time before Yahweh. Okay. Very, very interesting. Some of these processes are repeated in here a number of times for particular reasons. I'm not sure if I can go through this. So much in this passage that's going to take me forever to explain everything, but I will just do summarization here. It is mentioned, number 1, that the Kohen is the only one who can come before a leper and see the leper and diagnose him and see if he's clean. So one thing is clear: the Kohanim were not just Kohens; they were physicians. They could tell a disease versus another disease. Number 1. Number 2, they were immune from leprosy. They were immune from TB. They were immune from many diseases that we have today. And these diseases are, some of these diseases, as we know, TB, tuberculosis, we know leprosy. Leprosy is extremely infectious disease of the skin, extremely infectious. You just have to be close to the person, not even touch the person, and you can acquire it. So you imagine this Kohen is actually touching the person, different parts of the body. What does that tell you? Anybody who claims to be a Kohen, including myself, if I acquire leprosy or tuberculosis, I cannot be a Kohen. That is your proof who is a Kohen. And I have a history, my life, I have a history in my family that I have been with people who had tuberculosis. I never acquired tuberculosis. I have a history of that, not acquiring it. And I knew when I went back to my history and I looked at different times I faced with people with infectious diseases, not just tuberculosis, other highly infectious diseases. And there was a time that an uncle of mine had really infectious disease on his neck. There was a big boil, huge boil. He was bleeding, and it was pus. Pus was coming out, and we used to be there in that house where he was, because we were taking care of him. And the doctor had even said to my father, do not eat with him, do not share your utensils, keep everything away from him and you, because you can acquire his infectious disease. None of us in my family, including my mother, ever acquired that particular disease. So that once again is proof that we are not of the normal stock of Israelites. We are Kohanim. My whole family is Kohanim, not just me. My brothers and sisters included. They're all part of the same deal. Whether they obey Yahweh or not, the status doesn't change. You can be disobedient to God, but it does not change your status of who you are. You could still be Judah, you could still be Ephraim, irrespective of whether you are disobedient and offensive to God. That I think most people don't realize. Now, the other thing is this, that I had somebody come to me, one of my students, last week I believe, and he was asking me some questions. He had some very important questions actually, and I thought it would be relevant for me to repeat them over here just to help you as well. One of the things he said to me is that, how can, were we Canaanites? And I said, yes, you were Canaanites by definition of living in Canaan. Then he said, well, if we were Canaanites, then doesn't the curse of the Canaanites apply to us that Noah put? And I said, no. So he said, why not? Because surely, if we would be qualified as Canaanites, doesn't that mean that the curse applied to us that Noah put on the, on his son? I said, let me explain it. If, for instance, I go to China, and I'm living in, for argument's sake, I'm living in England, where I was living, and I go to China, and I start living in China. When I was living in England, I was called a British person. When I go to China, and I start living in China for whatever number of years, they will call me Chinese. They will not call me English anymore. Because when you dwelled in a particular place for a number of years, they do not call you Chinese. Now, I've come to America. I've been living here for the last 4 years and over. People are not going to call me British any longer. I was British when I was in England. But when I came over here and I acquired my nationality, green card and all that, citizenship and whatnot, I become an American. Now, does that mean I'm no longer, does that mean I still have to call myself British? No, I don't have to call myself British while I'm here. But when I go back to England and start living there, then they will call me British. Maybe they'll call me American British. I don't know. They'll have to find a term. So I explained to him, just because we left Canaan to go to Egypt. Now let me explain the terminology. I said, what did we do? We were Canaanites. We left Canaan, we went to Egypt. What did we become? Egyptians. Because we lived in Egypt for, my goodness, 400 years. A long time. So what do you think we became in Egypt? Texans, Americans, British, Chinese, what did we become? We became, for all practical purposes, Egyptians. Everybody that saw us said, that's an Egyptian over there. So it didn't say that, oh, that's a Hebrew that come from Canaan. They didn't even know where we came from. So therefore I explained to him, it doesn't apply like that. And I said, when a curse is applied, it was applied to a particular people. Now if God put the plague, as God did in our past, He put the plague during Passover time, or just before Passover time, who did He put the plague on to? The Egyptians. Well, surely we were Egyptians as well, right? How come the plague didn't affect us? Well, there lies your answer. Because God separated us. We were technically Egyptians, but not really Egyptians. You're technically Americans, but not really Americans, because your origins do not belong in this country. Your origins belong from Israel. That's where your forefathers came from. So yes, you can say, I'm an American today, but is your origin American? The answer is no. So the same way, since the Hebrew people, their origin wasn't Egyptian, they were technically Egyptian for all practical purposes. They had Egyptian passport, Egyptian birth certificate, Egyptian everything, Egyptian food, but they were technically Hebrew people who came from Canaan, who were part of Israel. another different nation. So hence why that the curse that Noah put applied to the sons of Ham. I said, don't you get it? Sons of Ham. It tells you there. It applied to the son of Ham. It didn't apply to, Shem's sons. It didn't say this curse applies to Shem and his son. There was Japheth, there was Shem. It didn't say that. So how could it carry down to our line? It doesn't carry to us. It remains. And I said, if you still haven't got it, stop chasing after Africans. He said, well, surely there must be a lot of Africans that are part of our people. I said, no, they're not. I said, that haven't you yet realized? Or you still stuck in your little black skin argument? Oh, they have got black skin and curly hair, they must be Hebrews. I said, no, it's not true. We started off with one skin color, and then we migrated and we merged and we married many, many different types of women, and we became all skin colors. Today you're going to find white skin colors, brown skin colors, yellow skin colors. I said, what do you think? The Koreans, those in Korea and South Korea, what do you think? They can't be part of the tribe of Hebrew? And yet I know many of them are. They're not black. They don't have curly hair. Yet I can verify. I have actually seen history. I have seen even the proof that they are from the tribe of Judah. So what am I going to do? Deny that now because the skin is not white and the hair is not fluffy and curly? Said that is not true. So I said, get this log out of your eyes. Get the log out of your eyes about everybody has to be chocolate skin. But that's the problem that a lot of you are dealing with, and I will say that again to you, get that log out of your eyes. Everybody out there, Hebrew is not a black skin tone, and black is not even a color, by the way. Those that call yourself black really are brown. And black is not a skin tone. Brown is. You can have different shades of brown. You can have light brown. You can have dark brown. And myself, I would call myself light brown. And some of you might call yourself light brown or dark brown. But that's the skin type. But you're not black per se. Yeah, people might call you black. If they see a African looking person, they might say black. But this is the problem. A lot of the people that call themselves black today, there may be some that are Hamites, and there may be others that are not Hamites, but they may look the same. It's like two Egyptian men. Imagine two Egyptian men, one Hebrew, one Egyptian biologically. Well, who's a Hebrew, who's Egyptian? Both look Egyptian, both act like Egyptian, but one is from the stock of Israel. The other one is from the true stock of Egypt. Well, who's who? See, this is how you have to differentiate. So you get mixed with people, and then when you get mixed with people, you don't know. You no longer think, hey, I think I'm Egyptian. I think I'm North African, so on and so forth. That kind of argument goes, and it's a false argument to try to equate with the same. And he asked me, he said, how would I know that if somebody is of a Hebrew stock, somebody who is brown skin is of Hebrew stock? I said, very easy. Very, very easy. I said, all you have to look at is, do they have a love of the Torah? Do they have a love for God's laws? Do they have the love for God's instruments, God's things? And I said, if they don't have a love for God's law, God's things, God's instruments, then they are not Hebrew. It's a very simple, equation. It's not harder than that. So he said, that makes sense. That is actually quite clear that those that are not into wanting to know God's law, because I said it's in our DNA. In our DNA, we have God's law permuted. They talk about DNA all the time in different experiments, but of course, they don't talk about God's law in the DNA, but it is in our DNA. Yahweh's name's in our DNA. So we have to understand that without that, we cannot be what we claim to be. We have to have a love of God's law. Now, we started discussing about karma last week, and it was a topic that I hadn't planned on. I hadn't even written about it. It's just something that came about through a discussion, and then the unction of the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, guided me that I need to speak about this to the people present and those that are going to listen on MP3. Now I'm going to carry on from that same subject because more questions have come, and then another person came into my light, that was suffering from karma. A person in the Bible, you can hazard a guess. Christians like to look up to him, but he was suffering from karma, and I wanted to take you today into his story. I thought his story was very pertinent, and I happened to, there was a student of mine who came to me. This particular person came to me from the East, and he said to me that he has been listening to my teachings for, I don't know, over 10 years, and he just couldn't make contact with me all these years. And the telephone number that I put on a few of the videos that was in the East, he tried to make contact with that telephone number, but the telephone number was switched off or changed over, so he couldn't connect. So it took him over 10 years to connect with me through, I believe, through Rabbi Kefa. I think Rabbi Kefa was the one he sent the first message to. And then he told me, and then he wrote to me, and so on and so forth, and so we connected. Then we started to talk about, I don't know, again the topic came about karma. So I don't know how it came about, but it came about. And then I just happened to, I was sitting over here, and one night, this last week, during Passover, I was sitting here and I thought, I saw a story in the Bible, and I thought, yep, there it is, karma again. There it is. And nobody even know about this. And so I thought, maybe it's time for me to record this as a lecture. So what I did, I recorded a little Hindi Urdu lecture for karma for the public, in the 10-4 window. I thought it'd be good for them to understand what this thing is about, because they may not have heard this term, or they will hear it for sure because India's next door. They're always talking about karma. So they will then be, fascinated that we actually have this story recorded in our own Bible that is right there in front of everybody's eyes, but I'm pretty sure that most people that read it never even think for a second that that story is about karma. And you know who that person is? Anybody wants to hazard a guess who that person is in the Bible and is from the Old Testament? Who is part of a karmic story? I will tell you his name. His name is Job. Surprise. His name is Job, a man of karma. And I'm going to look at Job. I discussed him a few weeks ago, couple of, maybe even a month ago. I will discuss him. But I wanted to point out one more thing, which I think is very pertinent, very relevant, because it ties into the perfect law, the law of assumption. Many people utilize the law of attraction, but I don't call it the law of attraction. What we have in the Bible is a law, perfect law, which actually doesn't quite work the way the law of attraction teachers work their law. It doesn't work like that. It works very differently, actually, in my opinion. And the tools that we have, the tools that I have, and Rabbi Kefa knows which tools I'm talking about, they are the best tools on this planet to achieve any success you want. Any success. I could teach you, I could, make you successful as you even can dream about. You can never even dream about such success. I can give you that success through the tools I have. But having said that, I want to give you one more thing before I discuss Job. We will discuss Job for sure, but I want to give you one thing, and I want you to all test this out. All of you test this out. Get a bay leaf, write on the bay leaf, give me a miracle. Write it on the bay leaf, give me a miracle, and then burn the bay leaf. Now, I'm trying to think of the name of that shell. Rabbi Kefa, do you know what that name of that shell is that I was telling you about? That you can put the bay leaf in it and burn it. I'm trying to think of that. There's a big shell. It's a big shell, and I can't find the name of this thing. And this big shell, what you do is you burn your bay leaf in the shell. It's similar to an oyster shell, but it's not an oyster shell. It's called something else. There's another funny name for it, and I have to look it up. If I look it up, I'll find it. In fact, let me check if I got any discussions on it in my email, because I may have an email about it somewhere, and I can then say, oh yeah, this is on, yeah, abalone. It's called an abalone shell. So get yourself an abalone shell. If you don't get yourself an abalone shell, then fine, you can just do it in a little bowl or plate, whatever comes to your, hand. The abalone shell is very, very powerful, connected with the universe. So, you burn your bay leaf, write on it, give me a miracle, or just say, my miracle, and put it, Todah for that, Rabbi Kefa, put it on an abalone shell or on a normal bowl and burn that leaf. Then watch that miracle come to your path. I tried that, by the way. I tried that with a couple of people that I knew, and I said, write on it and say, give me a miracle. And guess what? They received a miracle. It only took about 3 days, but they got their miracle. One person I know got a miracle of $1,100 and something, and another person I know got a miracle of something else. So again, miracle will come to you, whatever. I can't promise it will be money miracle. It could be any miracle. Could be family related, could be money related, it could be relationship type, it could be job type, because it could be any type of miracle that it will come. Test it out. Try me, test me. See what the Kohen says is true or false, and then you can tell me about it. So that's that. Now we can continue with Job. Now Job was, again, I want to read one particular passage in which he says, for the thing which I greatly feared is come upon me, and that which I was afraid of is come unto me. This is from the book of Job. He says that the thing which he feared, as you know, this comes from Job chapter 3. So what was it that he feared? What was it that came upon him? What was he talking about? Now let me point out very clearly, if you always live in fear, then fear will come visiting your home. Hence why, never ever live in fear. Those of you who live in fear today, in 2019, April 13th, will be calling in fear home. Yeah, thanks for that line, Princess. Retribution. Yep, that's right. So why was Job fearful? Because Job had done something wrong in the past. You cannot fear if you have done nothing wrong. Why was Job fearful? Job was called a servant of God. And then Satan was sent to test him. Well, why use Satan to test him? Why even send that? Because, let me now tell you that karma will follow you unless karma is dealt with. Job was dealing with a karmic issue. Anybody knows about Job's past history? What he did? That he was perhaps fearful about? That it will come upon him and his children? The karma? And how come it didn't stop? How come Job, a servant of God, was not able to stop that karma? These are two very important questions that you need to ask. Todah for that, Rabbi Kefa. Yes, he was Pharaoh's advisor. What was his advice that caused him to have this fear? There was a particular advice that Pharaoh received from Job that caused him to fear the karmic effect that will come upon him. Kill the Hebrew children, correct. Kill the Hebrew sons. He had given the advice to Pharaoh that to put a decree in which you are to kill the Hebrew children, Hebrew sons, as they are born. That was his advice. And he used the word forever. In other words, don't even give them a chance to live. We know that this person, in his unrighteousness days, we know that through him, many thousands of our children died. So me particularly, I don't look up to Job as the greatest person on this earth ever born. I certainly don't. You might do. That's good for you. I don't. I don't regard Job in any particular sense. I don't care if he's a servant of God. He is probably the lowest servants of God, because he did some really nasty things in the Bible. Some nasty things. And those nasty things I don't appreciate. I do not appreciate him advising killing our children, our sons that died because of his advice. I still remember it, by the way. I haven't forgotten. And I don't forget things so easily. So having said that, I do not regard him in any particular sense. Yes, he repented. Yes, he did all the things he needed to do. But did you notice that he couldn't stop the karmic effect. Why couldn't he stop the karmic effect? That was my second question. Because if you read about Job, we can read about Job. We can go to chapters 1:5, and it says, when a period of feasting had run its course, Job would make arrangements for them to be purified. Early in the morning he would sacrifice a burnt offering for each of them, thinking, perhaps my children have sinned, and curse God in their hearts. This was Job's regular custom. So there was a custom of Job to burn burnt offerings. Why? Because he thought that would stop the karmic effect. Well, the karmic effect didn't stop. Correct, Yael, woman of the tents. Why didn't his personal? Because he was doing personal burnt offerings. Well, if the burnt offerings are supposed to remove the karmic effect, how come they didn't remove it? Because the answer is very simple. He is not a priest. He is not a priest. He has no right to do that. But he did. He did, because at that time there was no particular standing priesthood. This is during Moses' time, probably when the priesthood was about to be enacted. Levi was about to be enacted priest, and he was doing it during that time. He thought, well, if I just do this and I go through the motions, and I can just burn a lamb, and hey, great, I can have my karma and all my sins removed. But guess what? They were not removed. They were still there. The karma was still there. And he did it for his sons. The karma was still there. Now, so that brings a $1 million question. The $1 million question is, if he couldn't remove karma, who could? That's a $1 million question. Well, it has to be a priest, as we discussed last week. It has to be a Kohen in the gate. Whoever the Kohen is appointed in the gate, he only has the power to remove karma. What is karma? Karma, and you might say, well, how come karma affects him? How come he had already repented for his sins? He was called the servant of God. How come he could still be affected? Very easily. Because just as God had rewarded Yithro, who's known as Jethro in the Bible, just as God rewarded him, what did he do for him? He said, your sons will sit in the temple where the hewn stones are. You have that blessing, he said to Jethro. Why give that blessing to Jethro? Because Jethro was also an advisor to Pharaoh. Jethro's advice to Pharaoh was not to kill the children. He was, let them be. Let them go free. Do not do nothing to them. That was Jethro's advice. So how did God reward Jethro? He made Moses the son-in-law of Jethro. He married his daughter, and his children were to sit in the table of the hewn stones in the temple. What a great honor. What a great honor. Anybody can see that? People with blind eyes usually can't see that. People with religious motivation don't see that. They don't even know our history. But our history dictates it. Those that have played a part in our history of blessing the children of Israel, they have been tremendously blessed. And those have played a part to curse our people have tremendously been cursed. And I'm afraid that Job is not always counted in the blessing side. Because Job had to pay a price. The karma came upon him. How come karma never visited Jethro? Read about Jethro. Jethro never received karma. And there wasn't a priesthood during Jethro's time either. But Jethro seemed to escape it. It's because what Jethro did, karma did not follow him. Blessings followed him. And it's because of what Job did, karma absolutely followed him. Right down to the T. And affected his whole family. So much so that it destroyed his family. Karma destroyed his family. His wife was killed. His children were killed. Everybody dead. That's the effect of karma. If karma really goes out of its boundaries, out of its way, it can kill, it can destroy, it can do all sorts of damage. And so unfortunately, that's what happened with karma. Rabbi Kefa is saying that the king of Persia being one to receive great blessings and name in Torah. Yeah, absolutely. The Persian king that Rabbi Kefa is speaking about is Cyrus. Remember, Cyrus did a great deed for the children of Israel. His name is mentioned in the books of the prophets, and his name is remembered. People remember him greatly. Cyrus is remembered as a great king. Yet, he had good karma follow him. So it's very important that we understand what karma is. And you may ask the question, well, what about the fact that if I had sin and I repented and I did all the necessaries, and my sin should have gone. But the problem is this, that what people forget, we are dealing with two separate issues. We're dealing with offenses against God, and we're dealing with offenses against man, and we are also dealing with karmic effects that are a combination of the two. Is what I call the end result. If you have done bad in your life, and even though you may have repented later, but if you haven't dealt with your karmic effects, it will follow you like a dog. It will follow you wherever you go. It won't leave you. It's very faithful to follow you, very loyal to follow you. And karma can bring you good, or karma can bring you bad. Now, whatever you have done, whether it is good, whether it is bad, karma will follow you to do that, either good or either bad. Obviously, each person will know what they did was good or what they did was bad. I mean, I can't, I cannot dictate it for anybody, but you would know for yourself. Adelia is saying, how is it that Job was going through the karma and he was blessed with abundance? Because it can run mutually. It can run mutually. In other words, a karmic effect doesn't look at abundance and doesn't look at lack. Karmic effect doesn't look at either. Karma is totally separate from abundance. It's totally separate from other things that are happening in your life. Karma is karma. Karma stands almost like an angel. Karma stands on his own. And karma can affect you, even if you're a rich man. And you can see today, in our world today, there are rich people who suddenly, one minute they have $110 million. Next minute, it's gone. Why? They had infinite abundance. They had, not infinite, but they had abundance. I can tell you many people who had abundance in this country. And today you go to them, they don't have that money. Why? Well, it's called karma. That's why. Because they did not deal with their karma. And that's not one person in this country. Maybe many people all across the world have going through these issues. Because you would have heard of stories that people lost their money. I was listening to, I just happened to be flicking through some channels the other day on CNBC. I think it was on Bloomberg. I was on Bloomberg and this guy was sitting there giving interview. He was a footballer, NFL footballer, Antoine. I think you guys might know him. He's a great footballer, and he was talking about his life, that he had $110 million abundance, and then all gone, boom, gone. And the guy was asking him, how did you lose so much money? What did you do? And he was going through his life experience of how he was a great footballer, making a lot of money, and how he lost all his money, and what he did, etc., etc. But to me, right, you see, the Bloomberg reporter was only looking at the effects. I was looking at the karma. I was like, this guy has not dealt with his karma. That was his problem. And today he is no longer a millionaire, by the way. He's lost all his millions. He's probably just living like most people do. But my point is that he had abundance. Why him? So that's the same question, Adelia. There's the answer to your question. Karma doesn't care about your abundance. Karma doesn't stop your abundance. Karma only deals with you as a person. So your abundance is mutually exclusive from karma. So one thing that we do is that we have to deal with karma separately. And again, the way we did it in ancient Israel was that most people would bring in offerings. They would bring in what's called shalom offering. You see that the Bible never explains why is a shalom offering. Why are you bringing a peace offering? Why are you bringing a thank you offering? These are the offerings that people did for karmic effects, not to bring bad vibes into their life. You see, but Jews will never tell you that, because Jews don't talk about those things from that particular angle. They think it's all red, black and white. Today's modern Jews, Ashkenazi, will see everything as black and white. It's not always, and some of them are some of them are clued up. Some of them are wise to tell you that this is not black and white. There are reasons for those offerings to come. But having said that, like I said, they were not for black and white sins. Now, I can tell you, in the East, in India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, those countries, what they do is, when a person feels that a wrong is a wrong, or a karmic wrong is coming upon them, you know what they do? They buy a black goat and they have it sacrificed, and they give the meat to the poor, and they think that will remove their karma. They do that today, by the way, in the East. But having said that, they wouldn't do that if there was no karma, if they didn't believe in karma. And I'm talking about Muslims here, including Hindus as well. So people do that in those nations. So having said that, to deal with karma through a Kohen is that he has to do certain things, like we talked about Shalom offering, we talked about Tudah offering. These are sheep, these are lamb offerings. And of course, on top of that, on top of the lamb and the sheep offering, you can do it, you can also add in turtle doves and flour and wine, of course, too. Yes, but you see, most of these things, Adelia, happen by ignorance. I'm pretty sure that you cannot fault, you cannot placate Job. Job did not kill the children of Israel by ignorance. Can we all agree on that? Did Job kill the children of Israel by ignorance? Do you think he was ignorant that he was going to put a decree out for them? No, he wasn't ignorant. He had it coming. He made sure he made that decree in wise choice. To him, that was good wisdom. So he did wrong, and he was, paid for that wrong later. Whereas the same person in the same court, like Jethro, did not make such a choice. But did he do by ignorance? No. He knew the karmic effects. He was more wiser. Because remember, Jethro was also a priest of Midian. He was a wiser man. He knew that that wasn't the way things could go. He knew that if he did some evil, evil will visit him. So he stopped the evil right there. In fact, whilst the king was speaking about killing the children, he said, don't do it. So he stopped the karmic effects. So karma doesn't care about your status. It doesn't care how many millions you got stashed in the bank. Karma only looks at you. It doesn't look at your millions. So we all have to deal with karma, one way or the other. If we don't deal with it, then karma will deal with us. So either we can deal with karma, or we can allow karma to deal with us. This is why it's important to take this matter seriously, and not just, oh, well, by the by, this is another teaching. No, it's not by the by, another teaching. Having said that, so what we learn from this particular character of Job, that Job, at the time when Job was giving burnt offerings, his burnt offerings had no meaning, because he wasn't a standing priest in the gate. He was maybe priest of his own house, but even his own burnt offerings had no effect, zero effect. His children still died. He was a rich man. His children still died. That's a lesson for us. Because, very, very valid question, Adelia. Well, he had abundance. Yeah, he had abundance. How can he go through karma with abundance? Many people do. Job's not the only one in the history. Many people do with abundance go through karma. So we have to deal with karma. As I've stated to you, that we have certain offerings that we do, that we make, that we can remove karma. We can remove it from ourselves, from our children, because maybe karma could be coming to you through your parents, through your grandparents. It could be coming down your line. And you know how it deals with you? It can ravage your family. Maybe you have a certain disease that continues to occur in your family, and the Christians call it a curse. The Christians term that, oh, a curse is following your line. It's not a curse. It's karma that's following your line. And they just want to deal with the curse, but you actually have to deal with karma, not the curse. The children of Israel cannot be cursed. Let me state that again. The children of Israel cannot be cursed. No curse can affect you, but karma can. And if you don't believe me, I would like you to go to read the book of Numbers, where the person of Balaam is mentioned. He tried to curse the children of Israel, was not permitted. We are blessed. We are a blessed and abundant people. No one can curse us. No one has a right to curse us. No one's curse is going to affect us. But if we have done evil by ourselves, or our ancestors have done evil, my parents or my parents' parents, then I have to deal with the karma. I have to deal with it. If I don't, I will suffer the consequences of their karma coming upon me and my children. So hence why I learned that through observation and seeing symptoms of things happening around people, that kind of brought me to this question of why are these things happening? And the answer was given: karma. And it took a while for me to actually cement it in that, oh yes, it can happen. For sure it can happen. So having said that, most of you need to look at yourselves and look at your lives and look at your family lives. Is a disease continuously ravaging your family members? Is there a particular disease? And the doctors will tell you it's inheritance. No, nothing to do with inheritance. It is karma. Karma has to be dealt with. Is there a business? Like, are there people in your family that do a business and it continues to fail? It failed in the previous family, failed in this family, maybe failed in the next family. Is there a disease that runs from the previous generation to this generation to the next generation? Is there maybe some other effect? We need to look at that. The fix, Rabbi Kefa. Rabbi Kefa is saying, what's the fix? There's an easy fix for karma. We have to stop karma in its track. We have to stop it in its track. And the way we to stop karma in its track, because most of us wouldn't even know where to begin, what to look for. But we will see the signs of it around us. Marriages breaking down, children being born deformed, all sorts of things like that are karma, by the way. So how do we deal with it? We bring an offering before God, shalom offering, because it's not counted as a sin. It's not counted as a burnt offering. It's not even counted as a transgression offering. This is not inadvertent transgression offering. This is we have to give a Todah offering. We have to give a shalom offering, a lamb. Perhaps with the lamb you add on 2 turtle doves. So what does that mean? $200 for a lamb, $50 for a turtle dove. You have to give that offering for yourself, for your families, for your past, to say, remove this karma from my family. The master of the universe says, I don't know what karmic effect I am suffering from. My family has done this wrong. You bring it to the priest has to do it for you, for your behalf. I've already done this for a number of people. I did something, it was a little while ago, for a particular family, and they had a disease that was ravaging their family. Every generation was getting this one particular disease, and they were all dying early in their age, 65, 60 something, they're all dead. And they brought that to my attention. I said, we're dealing with something that's going to occur from generation to generation unless we stop it right here. They said, could you please do something to stop it? I said, yes. That was karma, by the way. Stopped it right there. And so the next generation will not receive that disease. So you can do that. You can do that for yourselves, and because you don't know. But you just have to look. And I'm saying observe. If you see a symptom in your family, like a recurring disease, a recurring failure, then you know that karma is visiting your home. Then you have to deal with it like that. Then I can stand forth. You got to give me your full name. You got to give me your father's name. Whoever you are, you got to give me your name, your full name, and your father's name. I have to deal with it according to that. I have to face Jerusalem. I have to lift your name up, your father's name up, and then say, stop this karmic effect right here. Here is a Todah offering. Here is a shalom offering. Stop it right here. This is the stopping of this karmic effect. That it may not go any further into this family. That's how I deal with it. So I want you to all think about it those of you, because I don't know your personal families, all of you. I know some of you, but I don't know all of your personal families. If you don't have that, if you don't find a recurrent action, then you don't have karma following you. Like, if you find that your family lives are great, there is no, recurrent deaths happening, there is no recurrent disease ravaging the family, then you don't need to worry about it. You are clear of karma. You don't have negative karma following you. But if you have recurrent heart attacks happening, if you have recurrent disease like diabetes chasing the family, if you have, your children die early, then karma is there. It has to be dealt with. Connect back with me, connect with Rabbi Kefa, then, I can tell you how to take the next action. That's the best thing I can tell you. So this parsha, this particular parsha is actually relevant to this particular topic, because the Kohen, he dips his right finger in the oil that is in the left hand. He puts the oil in his left hand. Seems like mumbo jumbo, doesn't it? Seems like magic, right? Many people think, hey, what kind of magic is he doing? Oh, he's got to put the oil in his left hand. He's got to, dip with his right finger and point, to the different parts of the altar. Does seem like magic, doesn't it? I mean, let's be honest. It seems like magic, but it's actually factual. This magic that seems like magic actually works. So, let me give you an example of abundant blessings. Let me give you an example today that you can use. Let me have a sip of my coffee, please. Or tea. So, let's say that you take a candle. You take a candle. I usually use those bottle candles because I find it easier to keep the wax away, not, going all over the table. So, let's say if you had a candle, a dark blue candle, a dark blue, brown candle, or just dark blue or purple candle. You bring your candle, put it on your table, boom, put it in front of you. Get pure virgin olive oil. Okay, now listen carefully what you do. You take the olive oil, you put 7 drops in the candle around it. North, south, east, west. 4 drops. North, south, east, west is 1 drop each. 3 drops into the candle. You take your right finger, dip it to the one of those drops, and you touch that drop of oil. Now, of course, which drop you touch, it matters. But I won't tell you this over here, which drop. You touch that drop and you bring it to yourself. Now that finger is wet with oil. You rub it around the candle 7 times. You can rub it on the glass bit if you like. 7 times you go circling clockwise. Then you put it to your head and you wipe that candle on your head, on your hair. You can touch it on your right thumb. You can touch it on your right ear as well. And you can touch it on your right toe if you like. That's the sign of anointing. Now what you do, you light that candle with your lighter. You take your wallet. You can take your wallet, or you can take the money out of your wallet and put it in front of you, whichever way you like it. You take it, you take this candle, you circulate around the wallet or the money 7 times. Clockwise, 7 times. After 7, stop. Place the candle. Don't place it right on your head. Lift it up above your head. Circle it 7 times clockwise over your crown chakra, your head chakra, 7 times. You done 7 times? Put the candle down. Now look at the candle. Look at the money. You can smell the money as well at this point. You see the candle. You let it burn for a couple of minutes. Look at the candle, couple of minutes, 2, 3, 4 minutes. You don't have to burn it, for 3 hours. Just for 2, 3 minutes, look at the candle. Lift the candle. Blow out the candle. Smoke will come from it. Now that smoke, the incense of that smoke, you want to put it towards the money. Or you can take your wallet, your purse, your wallet, you can put the candle smoke underneath it so it goes to the wallet. Or you can have the money in front of you and direct the smoke towards the money. Go try it out. That will bring abundance into your life. And the priest told you this, how to do this. That's another secret of the priesthood. Now, why did we do all this fancy, take the incense and do this and bring the smoke? Because they all have meaning. These are not meanings we're going to give you all for, Israelites. Ordinary Israelites, Hebrews don't need to know every meaning behind what priesthood does. What priesthood does has a meaning behind everything. The reason why we went to this person who had the leprosy, and we dipped, it says, and the Kohen shall dip his right finger, my right finger, into the oil that is in my left hand, and shall sprinkle of the oil, take the oil with his finger 7 times before Yahweh. Where does Yahweh sit, by the way? There is a clue of where you point your finger in the candle. Where does Yahweh sit? Where is Yahweh's throne? In the north. Thank you. So the north is where you touch your finger to the dip of oil. And so once you do that, and then it tells you that put the oil on his ear, put the oil on his right thumb and the right toe. Why the right hand side? Why the right ear? Because the ears represent priesthood. They are the representative, because you're acknowledging priesthood of God, of Yahweh. Why the right thumb? Why the right toe? Because right also signifies in Kabbalah, it signifies victory. It signifies strength. So you are signifying victory over whatever is affecting you, whatever is plaguing you. The priest is doing it for that particular person in that particular scenario, signifying he is no longer going to be overcome by the disease. He is now victorious. He's conquered it. He's over it. Hence why he chooses particular areas of the body to do that. There's a lot of power. I'm telling you, there's a lot of power in these things. And if you begin to explain these things, there's a lot of power. What the Kohen does, very, very powerful. And I want you to experience it for yourself. What I just gave you earlier, experience it for yourselves. Do it for yourselves. See the power that you will receive. Then you can come and give a testimony and give glory unto Yahweh that these things occurred to you. Because the Kohen in the gate wasn't just preaching you a Sunday lecture. Hey, let's sit here and praise Jesus for 30 minutes and let's sing 3 hymns and, now we're all saved. I'm not giving you that. I'm giving you life. I'm giving you health. I'm giving you wealth and abundance in your life. And you already have redemption through God. You already have the covenants. You don't need to keep entering into the covenant. You only enter it once. You don't have to keep entering it. You don't have to keep going to Sunday every church and please forgive me Jesus, please forgive me Jesus. You don't have to keep doing that. We are not into that. We have the covenants. God's already redeemed us. We don't need anybody else. We don't need anything else. And if Yeshua, Jesus the Messiah, if you believe that He is God's incarnation, then no problem. He is the one giving the law. And we are following the law to the letter. We have no worries. We don't worry about our finality. Because we have a life to live over here with our families. We have things to do. They're going to bring glorification to the one we serve, the Master of the universes. So I'm not giving you a Sunday sermon. I'm giving you life and health. Chadasha is saying that I've watched some voodoo ceremonies before in my family. Your instructions are almost the same. So is voodoo bad things because my family reject that practice? Voodoo, by the way, is a religion of the people in Haiti. A lot of people in Haiti, they do these kind of practices. That's their religion. And I don't know, because I have never seen a voodoo practice. I don't know how they do it. I've never seen it, so I cannot comment on that, Chadasha. However, this is why I'm unable to comment on that. But all I know is voodoo is some kind of practices they do in the country of Haiti and some other African countries. Because I don't know exactly what they do, I am unable to comment. But I'm giving you what we, the priests, do. what we can do and what we have been given in the law, in the Torah, in the law of Moses. So I can only comment on that, and I can't really comment on anything else. So I'm sorry. It would be wrong for me to say anything without seeing what it is that they do. Now, of course, if you do something that is magic, black magic or some kind, and it is not something to practice, then it will have negative effects on your life. So I wouldn't ascribe to negative effects. Adelia saying that they try to kill people and raise from the dead, maybe, or torture people. Yeah, that we don't do any of that. Of course, at Chadasha we don't do any of that. We don't follow that. And Rabbi Kefa, you're right that just like all systems out there, they pull something from our way of life and living, and then they claim it as theirs. True, but like I haven't taught you any practice to kill somebody, to harm somebody. That is not us. We don't do that. The only thing we do is for ourselves. We only do it for ourselves, to help our people, our family. And it's always about life. We're always dealing with life. We're not dealing with death. We don't want to go there because it's not for us. So any questions that arise from that, I'm more than happy to take. But that's basically what this parsha is about. And yeah, I wanted to point out, because when I was speaking to my student, he was asking about Africa, and I said to him that if the curses have lifted, if Noah's curses have lifted, why is Africa still today living in the negative? You see, that's why the curses, most people who believe that curses have lifted, it is not true. Curses are still there. And they are affecting people with all sorts of effects. So don't think for a second that the curses have lifted. Curses are still there. But like I told you, you are not Africans per se. You are not sons of Ham per se. You are the sons of Jacob. And if you are the sons of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, no curse can affect you. Because you are a blessed people. And only blessing has been commanded upon you, not curses. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to Rabbi Kefa. Todah for listening. Have a great Shabbat and great week ahead. Over to you, Rabbi Kefa.
Todah Kohen, if I can be heard, can I get a one if you want to come in? I'll make sure I'm coming in crystal clear before I give you some insight that goes on in the keep up in y'all place. It goes on in my life. I want to give it to you right now. I think this will really help you, really motivate you. They're talking about redemption songs. They're talking about rescue, salvation, deliverance. What other names did they give for it? Rescue, salvation, deliverance. We're in the month of miracles for us Hebrews, descendants of Hebrews, as we celebrate. Some of you have completed. I know I have completed unleavened bread and Passover already. My family has. But some of you may be cranking it up and you're getting into that mode. Our festival of freedom, our festival of rescue. What other name do they give it? Redemption. What's another name they put on it? Christians call it redeem. Oh, save. That's a big one. Salvation, save. All other names that they coin and they put on it. But I'd like to give you a song. Bob Marley called it the Redemption Song. How many of you know that song by Bob Marley called the Redemption Song? It's a good song. There's a lot of meaning to that song. But I'd like to give you another song this day. And it's a song of, I sing these two songs on my way to work every day. And it seems like I'm transported to work like no man's business. I get to work a lot quicker. But it also puts because I want to talk to you guys today about amplification. How many of you understand that you say it right now? Text it. I want you to text it. I want you keyboard warriors, I want you to text this in right now. If this is true about you. Because I only want to deal with the facts. I only want to deal with the facts on the ground. If you believe you are a transmitter and a receiver, text that in right now. I want you to text it in. Get interactive here. I want you to text that in. Say, I am a transmitter. I am a receiver. Text that in right now. I am a transmitter. I am a receiver. I am energy. You can choose from any of those. I want you to text that in. I want you to text it in because what I find that the problem is with a lot of folks is, yeah, they listen to the instruction, they get this awesome instruction from the Kohen, but no one takes action on diddly squat. And you see, there's no action. And I want to tell you, this came to me this morning from the Oprah. Listen to this, Mother Wisdom. What did she say? She said this. I wrote it down, Rabbi Benia. Let me find it. To amplify, you must apply. That's what came to me from the Oprah today. To amplify, you must apply. So this is why I wanted you to write this down, text it in. To amplify, you must apply. There must be some application of your part, but not just any application. It has to be right application, right? I can go home and pick up something from Home Depot, and I can so-called try to put it together, But if I don't apply the proper technique, then that ceiling fan that I bought at Home Depot is not going to work right. You're going to turn on the ceiling fan, and the blades are going to be flying out throughout, maybe stuck in your walls. So again, to amplify, you must apply application. And of course, if you're a receiver, to dock your responses, by the way. So if you're a receiver and a transmitter, what's the key? And I'm telling you, I know our Kohen down the pike is going to really give you some revolutionary and just, earth-shaking stuff that he's telling and revealing to me right now about, asking the right questions. I'm not gonna steal the thunder of the Kohen, but I'm gonna let you know there's a method. There's a method, and this has been on my thought process in my meditations this week about, we must ask questions. The law of attraction will tell you don't worry about the how and the why. But do you know that's the downfall of law of attraction as they teach it. You pay millions and thousands of dollars, thousands of dollars, for, the principles of law of attraction. But it's not, the downfall is that, you stymie your attraction and your ability to manifest when you don't ask questions. Am I right, Hakohi? We must ask questions like the how and the why. The law of attraction people will tell you, oh, don't worry about the how, don't worry about the why. Yeah, you need to worry about the how and the why. You need to ask these questions like, well, how? Well, why? Well, how is this? But again, if you don't apply, the amplification will never be there. Application is key. You must apply if you want to amplify. If you want transmitters and receivers, how many of you want to be stronger transmitters and receivers? Strong to bring in, to have that frequency so strong that when you can bring in and attract, and you can bring in your desires and your wants and your needs, and you are attracting and manifesting those things in your life. I submit to you, there's probably not one person listening via YouTube or in this room right now that doesn't want that for themselves. Who doesn't want to be stronger? I tell you, yeah, you want to power up. Indeed. I was listening to these doctors that we're listening to in this series, and to Rabbi Kohen for sending me this series. And I'm really, I got it saved for my children and my children's children as well. These doctors in the East, in their mindset about cancer, how they're curing it, and this, that, and the other, and the third. But one of these doctors said this. He said, we're so busy trying to exercise and build up our muscles and exercise our physical body that we don't concern ourselves with exercise of our inner man, of our organs. Think about that. We're so busy trying to build muscle. You see, we look at the external. Oh, I want to build. And I'm not knocking exercise. There's nothing wrong with it. I do it. You exercise. You want to stay in shape. But how many of us have thought about taking care and exercising our internal organs, our internal organs? And he gave a clue. He gave a hint. He said one of the biggest ways you can do that, because you're like, well, Rabbi, that sounds interesting. How do I do that? Do I go to Gold's Gym and ask for particular methods on how to exercise my organs, my internal organs? No, you don't have to go to Gold Gym and sign up for a membership. All you have to do is begin to do Tai Chi begin to do forms of yoga can do this. And it's not strenuous. You're not all in there sweating bullets and, feel like your veins going to pop out of your body. But this doctor, this Eastern doctor, mentioned Tai Chi. He said Tai Chi is one of the greatest ways that you can exercise your internal organs. How many of you this day? Hakui said that is better than running daily. Tai Chi, forms of yoga. Think about that. So, this is information. Again, this is not Sunday church over here. If you're here to get some kind of religious goosebumps, this, that, the other, and the third, my goodness, then you're in the wrong place. But if you're here you want to live an abundance of a life, and you want to have, infinite abundance in your life, then you're in the right place. Believe you me, you're in the right place. Yes, yoga, which is not by happenstance that my wife is a yoga master. My goodness. Hakoi said, I once swapped my teachings of Taekwondo with Tai Chi with another person from the East who wanted to learn Taekwondo. And I'm sure you have been greatly benefited for it, Hakoi. Tai Chi. And if you've ever been to China, oh my goodness, when the sun goes down, that's when the party starts in China. You get all these people, they come out in the street, older people, and they do Tai Chi to music, or they're in the park. I know Hakoi has seen it. They're in the park, and they're all in unison. They're doing Tai Chi. And they're doing these movements. It's beautiful. It's all over China. Hakoi's right. And they do this. And I'm like, what the heck is this? And they move it real slow. They're not doing reps and putting on all this weight on them and getting on the bench and doing all of this stuff. Hakoi's saying, yeah, they up at the buildings early in the morning doing this as well. Early morning, late evening, I'm seeing them do this, and it's so beautiful. And they're all doing this. I'm like, wow. This. And then to hear the doctor expound upon it from the East as well. And on their roof and in the parks, yep, that's just what goes on. They'll find whatever real estate they can find, and they'll sit there and do this. They'll do this Tai Chi. They'll do their yoga. They'll practice yoga in the park. And it's beautiful. And I say, Baruch Hashem. And what they're doing is, what are they doing? They're exercising the internal organs, which will enhance, amplify their connectivity to the universe. And that brings me back to my earlier point. I tell you, I get super excited about life, and I'm super excited about our way of life, because it is the true way of life. It is the factual way that every human being should be living. It truly is. If you're a Bible believer, this is our biblical way of life, being explained to you today in the form of the Kohi, the son of Aaron. Baruch Hashem. Thank you to the universe. And it goes back to my mission that really drives me in the morning. And there are two songs that I sing in the morning. And we deal with, these songs of redemption that people like to talk about, the song, in our festival of freedom that we're in right now, in our month of miracles that we're in right now, Baruch Hashem. And I say, these are two songs. One I coined the thank you song. And it goes something like this, and you can change it up any kind of way you want. Thank you, 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 thank you for my help. Thank you, 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 thank you for my wealth. Thank you, 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 thank you for my family. Thank you, 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 thank you for my wife. Thank you, 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 thank you for my life. Do you see this song? I'm telling you, you start to sing this song in the morning, it's going to do things to you. I'm telling you, it's going to amplify you. I'm pretty sure some of you are pretty amped up already. You're like, oh yeah. And it's just those words. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And you can substitute it and change it up for anything. Thank you, 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 thank you for my dog. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you see it? I'm telling you, this is good stuff. And I'm telling you, it just energizes you, just amps you for the best. as you recharge yourself for the day. Another thing, you can be day and night, and that's one of the songs. Rabbi Kefa says he's amped up already. I'm telling you, it'll amplify you. Yes, you're a receiver, you're a transmitter. But what we want to do now is we want to amplify that. We want to do like Emerald says, that great cook that he is we want to kick it up a few notches. We want to amplify it. We want to make it stronger. And this is how I do it. I'm just giving you insights on what I do. Just a little taste, you get in the Kefa's world here. And this is another one of my songs. No, let me give you the rest of this because you may want to use some of these lyrics. Thank you, 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 Mother Earth. Thank you, 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 universe. You see that? If I'm telling you, that's powerful. You say those words. I want you to see it say this day. You say those words, and I'm telling you what. You are amplifying yourself to the very creator. It's not that bunch of mumbo jumbo. Oh, I'm saved by grace. Amazing difference. You run around here singing that Amazing Grace mumbo jumbo, and I have a million times. How many of you with me with the Amazing Grace? You've been there, done that. But what did Amazing Grace do for you? Kind of depressed me in a way. But you go around here saying, thank you, 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 Mother Earth. Thank you, 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 universe. And then here's my other song that I sing in the morning. I love to sing this song. Happy and grateful, happy and grateful, happy and grateful that I am. Happy and grateful, happy and grateful, happy and grateful for my life. Happy and grateful, happy and grateful, happy and grateful for my wife. Happy and grateful, happy and grateful, happy and grateful. Do you see where we're going? Happy and grateful. That's the title of the song, by the way, if you didn't know it. Do you see where we're going? These are songs that will amplify you. They amplify my life, so I'm pretty sure they will do the same to you. They're universal. You see, because when you're happy and grateful, you don't have time to be worried about busted and disgusted. Or depressed and down. You understand what I mean? YouTube. Please take heed. I would encourage you to adopt principles. This is part of my way of life. And I tell you what, Hakoin is saying gratitude is great for success. Oh, indeed, Hakoin. Happy and grateful, happy and grateful, happy and grateful for my life. Happy and grateful, happy and grateful, happy and grateful for my wealth. Happy and grateful, happy and grateful, happy and grateful for my wealth. Happy and grateful for my health. Do you see? And you can change it up in any way you want to toss it and turn it. You can marinate it any way you like to do it. It's just up to you to take that and go with it. I'm telling you, Mishpah, and I'd like some feedback from you guys utilizing this in these next 6 days of labor. You'll see a change. Believe me. You'll see yourself amplified. You'll see yourself kicked up a few notches. And it's all in the song. Your message is saying happy and thankful for my health. Yes. Say it. You change it up. Use it. But again, you are energy. And you want to amplify good, positive vibration, good, positive frequency. And then you'll see those things that you want to attract, that you want to draw into yourself and manifest to yourself. It'll become a whole lot easier. It's not difficult, but again, to amplify, you must apply. But you must apply proper technique, proper pattern. Do you know we serve a God, a creator that he has a pattern to him. You know? He has, and if you notice, anything that is with success in life is based on a pattern. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I'm not learning about Fibonacci. That's a pattern. That's a sequence, a number sequence. That's beautiful. I'm learning about harmonics. It's a pattern to harmonic. It's harmony. It's all connected to the universe. Is Mishpah? If you guys are not getting excited the way I am, I'm telling you, there's something to this. The light bulbs, the light switch should be coming on. Ding. Once you begin to apply the proper pattern, the proper sequence, don't go out of the numbers. You don't have to go recreate the wheel. You just have to get on the wheel and ride it, baby. Get on them Michelins, them Pirellis, them Nakamotos, all this kind of weird names, tires that are out there today that are very nice and will make your car just run like it's an airplane. You get on this system and you ride, and you ride on the wheel. But again, to amplify, you must apply, but you must apply the right technique. I wasn't getting the proper pattern over here at Iggy's Church in San Antonio. I didn't get it in the non-denominational churches. I didn't get it in the Catholic system. Didn't get it in the Christian system. Do you understand where we're going today, Mishpah? I tell you, I'm your biggest cheerleader. And again, I call him, he opens up his life to you, I will as well. He's my teacher. I follow his lead. And I will always do that. I want to be the greatest student in the whole of the universe. That's what I want to be. I want to be much, because I understand the principle. The greatest student will make the greater teacher. You understand what I mean? And that's real. That's true. That'll work. That's factual. That's factual. So what I want you to do right now, those are my two songs. My Happy and Grateful song and my Thank You, Thank You, Thank You song. But there's this other song that's in the works right now, and it's super powerful, but yet it's super simple. It's this song. Anybody want to hear it? Anybody want to hear this song? Because I can hold a thought on it. But you're like, well, Rabbi, enough with the song mumbo jumbo. But you see, these are the things that work. See, a lot of you see that mind and get in there and tell you, oh man, this Rabbi, he's just talking a bunch of, this stuff. How does this help me? They want to hear a bunch of religious theology and all this mumbo jumbo. But I want you, this song right here, this one is in the works. And it's simple. It's this. I am. I am. I am that I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. And keep saying it. Keep saying it. I am. 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 If our Father said it, Mishpah, wouldn't it be practical for us to say it as well? These words are powerful. I am. 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 Every time you say that, it's like a different, I don't know if you get it, but it's like it's like the meter gets stronger, or the meaning even, it changes, but yet you're saying the same words. Are you getting it? I mean, I noticed that this week I was like, well, I'm saying the same thing, but I'm getting it's like I'm getting a different meaning, but I'm saying the exact same thing. But it's like the strength is even getting even more powerful. The amplification. I am, I am. I am, I am. I am, I am. I tell you, it was Thursday morning, this one came to me. I was driving to work. I am, I am. In the middle of the dark. I am, I am. I am, I am. And it seems like that interstate ride just went as smooth and as quicker than quick. It reminds me of my sci-fi movies when you watch and Kirk says, hey, beam me up, Scotty, beam me up to the spaceship. That's just what it felt like for me. I was saying, I am, I am. 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 Now I'm singing to my baby in the womb. I am. And I'm touching my wife's belly, of course. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. Are you getting this for her? I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. Say it. To amplify, you must apply. Now I understand what Mother Wisdom was telling me. We have to apply right, positive things. That's what needs to be applied. You got to apply things that work. Well, how do you know what's going to work, Rabbi? Well, you figure out what doesn't work. You know what I mean? And you stop doing that. And then you begin to do those things that do work. Now, what works for you may not work for me, but I tell you what, the laws of the universes are what? They're universal. You see? So they just work. I can't give you the science behind it, and I'm not going to try to. But I'm just giving you what works in my life, and with the desire that it, and with scripting that it'll work in your life as well. My desire, my wish is that, my thought, my meditation is that you can take this and apply it in your life. I mean, look at Tai Chi. Tai Chi is Tai Chi. Tai Chi is Tai Chi in America. Tai Chi is Tai Chi in China. My wife practices anger yoga. Anger yoga is, say that's where yoga originates, by the way. Can anybody tell me where yoga originates? The great country of India, by the way. That's the great country of India. But you see, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go into some other things, but I will give you a hint. Is that you must begin to ask questions. And Hakohin he's giving it to you in baby. He's giving it to you in baby food steps. You still, he's giving it to you in steps. You're just taking baby food now. You haven't got to the steak and the meat and potatoes as of yet. But that's coming. It's down the pipe. Because as you know, the pattern with Israel is that what? You have to bring them along slowly. Do you understand that? How many of you see that pattern in our history? You just look at the Exodus, God can tell you, it's a slow process. We must bring the Israelites, the Hebrews at that time, we must bring them along slowly. So don't get caught up with the time factor. Many of you are caught up on time, and time is your biggest kryptonite. I wrote that down as well, Rabbi Benia. Because you get focused on time. And time is your biggest kryptonite. And I'm learning that other great people, successful people, they don't worry about time. We got a message this week from one of our mentors where we're on board with, and he was like, hey, don't worry about it. Be patient. Be patient. Don't worry about it. Just be patient. You follow, you take and heed our advice, but then now just be patient. Be patient. Because a lot of people, oh, well, I did what you said, and it didn't work for me. Well, how many days? Well, it's only been like 3 days. My goodness, what's your rush? Too many people are worried about getting to the destination that they don't enjoy the journey. That's from the up one, by the way, for somebody. Too many people are worried about getting to the destination that they don't enjoy the journey. The journey is where it's at. That's the meat and potatoes, the journey. Not the destination. Destination, it's there. It's there. But it's the beauty is in the journey. How many of you understand what I'm saying? I hope that's sinking into some of you out there. It's the journey. That's the beauty. That's the beauty. But most of the world is focused on, I want to get to heaven. That's the destination. Enjoy the beauty of the journey. You see, that's infinite abundance, the journey. As we look back in our history, especially during time right now, we begin to look back at all the great miracles that were done. All of the great things that were done. by the God of Israel. All of the great things that were the smackdown that was put on Pharaoh and the Egyptians. How that went down. What a beautiful journey that continued in the desert. Wanderings in the desert, right? By the way, continued on in there as well. See, what is our Torah? Our Torah teaching us about what? The journey. We focus on the journey. The Torah of Moshe would be, simplified just by saying this in the book of Bereshit. Okay, yeah, people was created and they got into some problems, and then they needed some rescue, and then they were kicked out of Israel, went back into Israel, kicked out again, went back again, taken by many different people, the end. That's it. But we have 5 great books. What do they discuss, Mishpah? What do our books discuss? I'm talking about Torah, by the way. I'm not talking about the complete Tanakh or our complete history. We talk about the Bible, 66 books. But throughout all this process, it's a what? It's a journey. I want you all this day to focus on the journey. And not focus on the journey. Take your focus off the grand prize. Take your focus off, our Queen mentioned it several times, this 6 days of labor. He talks about the point that, are you in a sprint? How many of you are in it for the sprint? Or how many of you are in it for the marathon? You understand what I mean? If you're going to be a runner in this race, Christians like to describe it as a race, right? If you're in a race, you're a runner, are you in it for the sprint? Are you in it for the, I just want to do the 50 meters, 100 meters, and then I'm out, I'm done, I'm exhausted, I'm finished? Or are you in it for the marathon? Yael, woman of the tent, says the marathon. No preaching here. We teach. We teach about life, how to live a life and how to live life abundantly in infinite abundance. And how to have a beautiful life. You're not going to see you're running a speed or running a mill preaching. You're in the wrong place. You can go somewhere else to get that, or you can stay here and learn about life and how to live your life, how to improve your life. You see, all areas of life, all aspects. There's nothing excluded with life. Life has many areas to it, and so you're more than welcome to stay there. Dealing with your inner man, your inner self, your I am, your true life source. Not external things, but looking within yourself. Amplifying yourself, connecting. You see, many people want a relationship. I'm not in it for a relationship. I'm trying to connect. I'm trying to connect back to life's source, to the source of all life. I don't care what you call it. You call it what you want. And in the day, that doesn't matter. But many people want a relationship. I don't want a relationship. I'm trying to connect back to life's source. See, because there was a disconnect. In the field with a bunch of mumbo-jumbo, you do this, you jump over this hoop, you do this, you do this, blah, blah, blah. No, but I'm trying to get connected back and improve and amplify my connectivity to life's source. Life power. The power source. That's what I want. Connectivity. Internet talks about that. Now they're talking about going to what? 5G? We 4G now. Most of the other countries, I know China, they're already 5G. They want to improve connectivity. Relationships will come and go. I want to connect. You see? So you can stay put and listen, or you can roll out. That's your choice. So this is where we are, Mr. Hart. We want to connect. We want to connect. And what you've been taught by the Kohen is how to properly connect. You remember? Well, to amplify, you must apply, but you must apply the proper modem, right? The proper system. You see? I was talking to this man this week, this handyman. I tell you, good man. He's a good man. And he was talking about how he has a lot of people that he's training underneath him on his job. And he said, I tell a lot of people this. A lot of my trainees, I tell them this. It's like, when you have a plumbing problem, you don't call a doctor. When you have a plumbing problem in your house, you do not call a doctor to fix it. You understand? You see, there's a lot of folks, they're having a plumbing problem, but they're not applying the right profession or the right professional to take care of the problem. This is why they continue to have a plumbing problem. This is why your problem will never get fixed. You see? It's because of improper what? Application. They're trying to apply, but again, they're not applying the right procedure to fix the problem. You ever notice that many people, you probably notice this as well, many people during their 6 days of labor, one of the biggest hiccups they have, the biggest stumbling blocks is that they have a lot of questions, but they don't get a lot of answers. Anybody ever tell you that? In a roundabout way, they'll tell you, man, I have this problem. And I have this question, but I never get an answer to it. Proper answer, they've been getting many answers, but they're not getting the right answer. And so you know what you boil that all down to is a connectivity issue. Because even these individuals that you're talking to, guess what? They're energy as well. Right? They're energy. Just like you and I. There's no discrimination. They're energy. But we talked about frequency. We talked about receiving and transmitting energy, frequency, vibration. See, now you have to look at how they're amped up. Where's the ampage? Where are they amped up? See, the amps may be low. So they can never connect to get the proper answer to the question. Or to manifest those things, those desires that they want in their life, to attract those necessary things that they need in their life. You see? As students of nature, we want to get to the source. So we want to get to the root of the matter. Let's not beat around the bush. How many of you here must have beat around the bush moments? Well, you're in the wrong place if you're here to beat around the bush. All of you should be wanting to amplify yourselves. So to amplify yourselves, you must apply. Michael, he said something in his lecture that I thought was very interesting. He talked about the point that you have to observe your family history as he was dealing with karma. He said you have to sit back and watch your family. Remember I talked about that, becoming a watcher, becoming a witness to what's going on in your family dynamics, and see if the root karma is there, the karma root. Because if it is, it needs to be plucked. My wife has given me another level to the green thumb. I'm in the back garden doing all kinds of stuff for my wife to please my wife. She wants to grow things. She got the green thumb and she wants to grow things. She wants us to self-sustain ourselves. I'm actually now getting in, I was researching last night on worms. My goodness, I'm getting into the worm factor because now, I have a compost system in the backyard I go in. And I may be shipping some worms to you when you settle down with your chickens. Give you some good earthy worms that we're using to break down our compost. You see, because listen, I'm a fan of Mother Earth. How many of you are a fan of Mother Earth and leaving a positive mark, leaving positive energies on Earth? These are things that we can do. You're like, well, why is this rabbi here talking about worms? Because worms are important. And I'm pretty sure Rabbi Simon's these chickens will tell you worms are important. They play their role. I didn't know this, but I'm learning about worms and how they can not only decompose our bodies as we die, because that's what worms do. You look at these little piddly creatures, and they're eating your body. Fish like them too, and that's another reason why I'm getting a worm farm cranked up here to keep up in y'all place. Because I love the fish. Rabbi Zakari will tell you. Old-fashioned worms will outbeat any of these lures and all these fancy lures that they have out there any day of the week when it's time to go fishing. You see? So, these are areas that I find interesting and I like doing. They bring me joy to work in the garden. It brings me great joy to be out there working in the garden, sweating and all that. And my wife likes to see it, so, hey, I want to please my wife. At the end of the day, I want my wife happy. You all know the motto, happy wife, happy life. I believe that's real. You see? I believe in that. How many of you in this room don't want a happy wife? I mean, everybody wants a happy wife. Thus your life will be happy. And that's just, you can't beat that. So now I'm getting into the worm thing. Because I respect and I love Mother Earth. And I want to give back to Mother Earth because Mother Earth has given me so many things. And it's bringing me to another point. Well, actually, another opportunity for you. Now, I tell you what. You know how people say they'll be talking in conversation. They say, well, yeah, I stumbled across such and such. I couldn't stumble across. You know, I don't believe in that stumbling across. I believe you attract what's going to come to you. Remember, your energy. You're transmitting and you're receiving what? Frequency, vibration, energy. So you don't stumble across nothing. That's attracted into you. So we need to change our vocabulary up a little bit. You attracted that to you. And majority of the time, my desire is that you're attracting positive things to you. You're manifesting positive things. So many times people say, well, I stumble across. No. You attracted it. That's when you attract it. Well, here's another opportunity for you as well. Now, I know Hakoin said, for you who came in late, that, if you still want to, you get in on helping a widow over there in the East, there's the opportunity. I think he said we're about like $900 short from meeting the goal. $900 of opportunity left available. Well, I want to tell you something, and this is law of attraction, or you can call it just manifesting, and you can call it the principles of life, the perfect law. See, the perfect law supersedes the law of attraction. See, law of attraction, like I told you earlier, what's the downfall with law of attraction? Is they tell you don't worry about the why and the how. But when I took Hakoin's principle about the why and the how, and put that into practice, my goodness, things are starting to come in. And I'm going to give you one of those things. I'm going to send some your way too as well, so you can actually send it to Pakistan as well. When you travel to Pakistan, you can give it out over there as well. But I'm telling you, everything happens for a reason in life. You attract things to you, positive or negative. You manifest things to you, positive or negative. At the end of the day, you have to not point the finger at axillary outside of yourself, but you must look within yourself. I am your inner man, your conscious, your subconscious, or your mind, because that's what's dictating. That's the driver. You see, that's the driving force. I'm going Star Wars on you here because force is real. How many of you Star Wars fans? You got Yoda saying, the force is with you. Okay, please advise the new title the next week also. Okay, we'll do Hakoin. There is a force that you are driving force. You have the ability to shape your world as you perceive it. Other folks are not shaping your world, but many times that's where we find the hiccup, is that we blame everything and we explain everything away by what so and so did. The dog ate my homework. No, you didn't do your homework. Oh, it's my wife, she the problem. No, you the problem. Oh, it's my boss. You see, everything is outside of yourself. The minute that you can realize, the second that you come into the realization that everything that has occurred in my life is because of me. Me, myself, and I, you see. When you can begin to do that, then you're doing yourself a great service, you see. A great service. Because now you get to the root source of all your so-called problems, all your so-called situations. They start with you, and they end with you. Your inner man, your I am. But the mind will tell you all kinds of things. Due to the conditioning that's been given, you got to come outside of your mind. And like Cody talked about, you got to sit back and watch. Become a watcher, become a witness. Become a witness. Sit back and observe. Many folks don't take the time to do that. Be patient and sit back, look inside of yourself, and observe what's really going on in your daily life, you see? You need to become a watcher of yourself, not of Harry and Tom and Dick and Mary. No. You don't need to watch them. They are of no concern to you and your world. You need to be concerned with yourself and watch yourself and be a witness to yourself. You see? This is where it starts. And then you can begin to become honest with yourself and begin to fix the problems that need to be fixed. Majority of the time, majority of our life has been spent on worrying about everybody else's problems. That we never fix our own situation. We never get to know ourselves. Because we become judgmental with this person. We want to accuse this person. We want to put down and slander this person. And we never begin to look. All our energy is wasted. How many want to waste your energy? Do you know, millions of people every day are just wasting their energy. Just wasting it. It's a waste. They're wasting on things that are of no relevance to dealing with themselves and fixing themselves. So now you're going to have another opportunity, because guess what has been attracted to me? You see, again, I'm not about problems. Problems don't exist in my world. Only solutions do. I don't concern myself with problems. I know situations gonna come, but my mindset is about, okay, how do we fix the problem? Like I asked my colleague earlier, okay, if you have a karma effect issue, which you won't know unless you observe yourself, Tom, Dick, and Harry not going to be able to tell you about your karma situation. Because they're probably worried about their own life. They don't care about what you have going on. But you can busy worried about Tom, Dick, and Harry. Oh, I need to have that body. Oh, I need to have that kind of hair. Oh, I want that. I need to be just like them. No, you need to be yourself. You need to be who you want to be. So I'm about solutions. How do you fix things? I learned that from my teacher. He's all about solutions. Oh yeah, there may be a situation that come up. Okay, let's remedy it. Let's put a remedy to it. You know, one of the greatest benefits of having a colleague is that they're doctors, like he told you. Ancient times and today still applies. They're healers, health healers. They're not destroyers of your health. They're going to try to heal you, fix your situation. You have a problem in your house, that's what this partial was about as well. Leprosy where? Not only on the person, but in the house. Modern day times, this is what the Son of Aaron is doing. He's cleaning our houses, isn't he? How many of you have been a benefactor of a cleaned house by the Kohen? Put a one in on that one. I won that motion. He's cleaning your house up. Everything you heard today was to help you clean your house. Your house is your inner man, your I am. Some of us, he has helped us dust the cobwebs off our I am and realize that we even have an I am. Because we didn't realize that, because our mind told us that your mind is in control. Yet you're walking around here unconscious. And now you become conscious to who I am really is. I am, I am. I am, I am. I am, I am. I am, I am. Now, I want you to listen to this miracle. Our month of miracles is the greatest miracle. And now all of you can be a partaker and take part in this miracle. I'm super excited for all of you. Because now all of you are going to have the opportunity to be partakers of this miracle. And you're going to see that this miracle is real. You see, because a lot of people, they say, oh, I have this great product. But then they make you pay thousands of dollars for their great product. It's like they don't have faith in their own product. If your product really works, then give it away for free. Because it works. And then let the people tell you that it really does work. If you truly believe in your product. Granted, that situation these past 6 days as well. That's something that was told to me. I was like, my goodness. Well, how much faith do you have in your product? How many of you are Costco's or Sam's member owners? You Costco, you ever go into those stores and what do they do with their food? You'll see people. I see it in our HEB here too. Here in San Antonio, it's one of our bigger supermarkets. Is they'll sit there and they'll have people. They'll pay people to sit there. You know what I'm talking about? And they'll set up sample stations. You know what I'm talking about, Taro? They'll set up these sample stations and they'll actually give you food for free. You know what? I got these friends. I'm not joking. I got these friends. They'll just go in there. How many of you know people like this? They'll just go in there. They're hungry as hell. They're literally hungry. They'll go in there and they'll eat for free in these places. How many of you know what I'm talking about? Quite funny, but they do this. They'll go in there and they eat for free, and they'll get their stomachs fat just by eating off the samples. Give you free samples, you see? They'll eat for free. Anybody know, you know what I'm talking about? They'll sit there and they'll be able to eat it, and you know, the people can't turn them down. You can't turn them down. You know, you're just giving it away for free. You're giving it away. You're just giving it away. Dealing with some riffraff here. Anybody have experienced that, or maybe you partake? You sit there and you've taken their samples. You say, oh yeah, let me try this out. You know what they call it? They call it try before you buy. And what did the Queen tell you? Boy, he gave you a great principle. He gave us a great principle today to begin. He gave us a great application so that we can begin to apply. And he told you, he said, apply it. Apply it. See if it works. Apply it. You should apply it. I would encourage you all to apply it. What does it cost you to apply? Nothing. But yes, it does cost a lot because it costs you the requirement of taking action. And this is where a lot of people fail, is they don't want to take action. To amplify, you must apply. To God for that, Mother Wisdom. To God, thank you, 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 M-O-M-A. Wow. I feel like I just amplified myself. Bukashim. You see how easy it is? It's super easy. And you feel super great. How many of you, with the songs that I sang, you can feel like you were amped up? I mean, put up a capital A. If you did it just with that little samples I gave you, you felt like, well, yeah, Rabbi, that kind of amped me up. You were singing that, and that kind of really amped me up. You know what I mean? It does. It works. It's for hard to talk for your responses. You guys are telling me that it works. Like Rabbi Kefa, that stuff works. Whatever you do, keep doing it. And whatever you say, keep saying it. And to God for your responses coming in and thanking Hakoin and myself for these lectures, these teachings that you're getting now. Hakoin, by the way, we had several people phone in this week and just to say thank you, which was unheard of. I've been with you for a while, Hakoin, and as of late, I mean, in early stages, nobody ever phoned in to thank you, just to say thank you. And I tell you, that was so encouraging. The guy phoned in and just said thank you. Hey, listen, I'm not calling for another rabbi. I just want to say thank you for the teachings that are coming out. Hakoin and yourself, thank you for your teachings. Most of the time when people phone in, they're phoning in with a problem, like phone a friend. I have a problem, give me the solution. No problem. That's what we're here for. But to hear, it's so refreshing to hear someone phone in, and sometimes through correspondence they write in and say, hey, thanks. Thanks, Rabbi. Thank you for what you guys do. Really appreciate it. Mr. Gooch, if you're listening, he's one of the main ones. I'm going to call him out because he always does that. When he says it's his time, he always says that, hey, thank you guys for what you're doing and how you really help with my life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's just, oh my goodness. Gratitude is powerful. Being gracious, powerful. Being happy, super powerful. Being joyous takes you off the charts. And then you know what the third ingredient is? Is having that peace about you. The peace that our Bible talks about that passes all understanding. When you have that peace, it's like what MC Hammer says, nothing can touch you. With his little parachute pants on through the little dance. Can you imagine that? That's what's going on. Can't touch this. When you have that peace that passes all understanding. Nothing can touch you, can bother you, can take you out of that zone. And the teaching that you get here is just trying to keep you there. in that conscious state, you see? In that conscious state of being. Because you want to be now. You don't want to be later on. You don't want to be in the future. You want to be present now. You want to be. How many of you want to be something in this life? I do. I want to leave a mark. I want to leave a legacy. I want to leave a great. I mean, people are dying every day, Miss Bob. Just like they're born, they're dying. So when you're examining someone's life, it's not a bunch of religious mumbo jumbo, please. People flow through here all the time with their religious feel. We have no time for that. We're too busy trying to be. Being. We're too busy present. We're busy being present. It's important. Important to understand. Important. Please. Enough with the groups and the religious groups here, there, everywhere. Just be. Be happy and be. Ooh, that seems like another song coming in. Be happy and be. I am, I be. Wow. Oh, that sounds like some kind of ebonics you got going on there, Rabbi. Well, you may think of wherever you want to work, but it's amplifying me. Baruch Hashem. I be, I am. I am, I be. I be, I am. I am, I be. I am being. Do you see how you can come up with some marvelous songs? Some of you have some great talents and abilities, man. Please start putting them to use. If not for anybody, do it for yourself. Make yourself better. Enhance yourself. Amplify yourself. But you must begin to apply yourself. Come outside of yourself. Break the bubble and come out of the bubble. Do some things that, the testimony of these successful people, how Colleen will tell you, they went outside of the box and done things that they weren't used to doing. And Hakohen touched on something in this lecture that is so true. You read this parsha, and you see how the Kohen dealt with the leper, and not only the leper, but the leper's house. When your house was contaminated, was defiled, it was just dirt nasty with leprosy in it. Go read it for yourself. I'm not sitting here and read it to you like some storybook, because this is life-changing stuff. This is real life stuff. Go read it and see it. It almost seems like it's like magic, right? It's like magic. Oh, you got to go do this, and you take the stone out of the house, and you look at the stone, and the Kohen will look at it. He'll tell you, okay, your house is. It's beautiful. But today, people will call that black magic. Oh, you defy. Oh, and by the way, I will get into the black hole issue. How many of you saw the picture of the black hole? Wow! History was made these past 6 days of labor. How many of you saw it? Put up a capital B if you saw the picture of the black hole. They actually took a picture of this stuff. I tell you, you guys got to stay up on current events, man. This stuff is awesome. Things are going on around you, and you're missing out on it because you're not present. Oh, Rabbi, I'm too worried about this bill I got to pay. Oh, Rabbi, I'm worried about the sickness that I got. Rabbi, blah, 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 blah. Okay, now let's get back to the miracle that occurred in my life. And the miracle came to me trying to find a solution. How many of you know, I told you my wife is pregnant, we're expecting, and I'm so happy. Little baby in the oven. But my wife is like, she was having this issue with scratching. I told her Kohen, and Chadasha, Kohen and Aisha, giving me the necessary creams to kind of help out with the itching. And I was like, my goodness, there has to be, I want an all-natural cure to this itching. My wife, she's itching, and it's intermittent. Sometimes, it's barely itching. Because she's I'm like, look, I'm trying to take all the side effects, all the negative side effects of pregnancy away from my wife. I script that. It's in my script. My script is that my wife will have an uneventful pregnancy. A pregnancy of peace, a pregnancy of love, and a pregnancy of no symptoms whatsoever. I don't want my wife to have any symptoms. I'm scripting that. Well, Rabbi, that's not realistic because every wife, when they're pregnant and they're having a baby, they're going to have, look, this is what I'm scripting. Your mind might be telling you something else, but that's what I'm scripting. I'm scripting that. I want my wife to have no side. I want her to have a peaceful, a happy, a joyous, a loving pregnancy. A pregnancy that's uneventful. And so far, so good. And when the so-called, problem situations raise their head, then I come up with a solution, you see. When Nico said, I did not have any symptoms of pregnancy, so it can happen. Regardless of what, Western medicine will tell you. You see, because Western medicine's goal is to what? Leave you in fear. You all know this. Oh, I don't want to get pregnant because it'll leave you in depression and fear because, if I get pregnant, then I'm going to be throwing up every day and I'm going to be doing this, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. No, it doesn't have to be that way. Write your script. Just like I write my script. So anyway, I'm trying to find a solution. I'm like, man, there's something out there. So I'm writing my script. I'm writing my script. I'm journaling. How? Yeah, again, you got to ask the question. Well, how do I fix this problem? Unorthodox and orthodox ways, Mishpachah. You have to look for this stuff. You must look for it in orthodox and unorthodox ways. Don't look for things, miracles to happen in your life the way you think in your mind they should happen, because then you'll miss it. You understand what I mean? You'll miss the miracle. The opportunity will be there, and because it didn't happen the way you imagine it to happen, then you miss it. And then you denounce it. A lot of you are missing miracles because you're denouncing them. And they happen because they happen in an unorthodox kind of ways. Like, how the heck could that happen that way? You know what I mean? When Nico saying, I worked all through my pregnancy, no morning sickness, or cravings, no stretch marks, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Worked all through pregnancy too? My goodness, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So here I am trying to solve, and I celebrate with you, Nico. I'm happy and joyous for you. That's great. As a proud father over here, I'm super excited for you, because I'm looking at this stuff for the first time, and I'm like, wow, man, it can be done. And I'm telling you, Hakohi's telling you to try these methods. They work. It is possible. It can be done. But you must try. You must try. And I'll keep trying. I'm a solution. I'm a solutioner. Right, that's even a word. You have to understand, Mishpachah, we're inventors. We're creators. We manifest and we make the world better. Hakohi was talking about, Africa and that mumbo jumbo. But let me tell you something. Do you want to know, how do you know where real Israel is today? Do you know one of the signs where you can know where real Israel today is? Look at the countries that are blessed. Look at the countries that are abundant. Look at the countries that are prosperous, and I can guarantee you that's where Israel is. I can guarantee you that's where Israel is. They're in the countries that today, right now, 2019, that are prosperous, that are peaceful, that are definitely abundant in all areas. This is where you're going to see that's where Israel is. Because Israel, one of the greatest blessings of the dispersion of Israel into the nations was to be a blessing, to be a light to the nations. So these nations are going to be quite prosperous. They're going to truly, truly be rich. This is where Israel is, Mishpachah. Now, that's positive energy, right? That's the positive side. Now, look at these countries that are just polar opposite of that. Israel's not there. I can guarantee you, Israel's not there. That's one of the telltale signs. That's one of the bellwether markers that you can use, you can utilize for yourself. Come on, let's look at the facts. You might want to Google it. Most prosperous nations, most prosperous countries, most richest nations. That's where Israel is, Mishpachah. That's where Israel is. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. We're going to deal with science in a minute as well. as scientists have taken pictures of the black hole, but I have to get back to my solution. Now, the universes, I mean, this stuff was attracted to me just like, just these past 6 days of labor, in my celebration of unleavened bread. Month of miracles. Baruch Hashem. Celebrating my Passover. I tell you, it's just beautiful how, you know, we are inventors. How many of you see yourself as an inventor? You're an inventor. You're here in these nations to make them for the betterment of these nations. Anybody see themselves as an inventor? You're an inventor. You're an inventor. I'm not going to call you a creator. Creationism is done. You're an inventor. You're an inventor, Mishpahah. You look at Einstein and Edison. This is you. You have the ability to do these things as well. Your message saying, are you talking about Israel the people or Israel the country? I'm talking about Israel the people. Israel the people. Because last time I checked, a country don't invent. It's the people that does the inventing. The inventors are people. And these people are all over the world. Israel has a higher capacity. All people have a capacity to invent, to imagine, to dream, to manifest, to attract. All people, because guess what? At the end of the day, we're all energy. I don't care what denomination you want to put on it. That has nothing to do with nothing. At the end of the day, you're energy. You vibrate, frequency, transmit, you attract, you manifest. These are things everyone does, la-di-da. And by the way, before I go any further, the times will be changed in the room for this Power Talk session. We're going to go back to our original times. So that would be 9 o'clock a.m. Central Time. Start time will change. So we're going back. We're going back to our original times. 9 o'clock a.m. Central Time start time. I'm here in Texas, so we'll start at 9 a.m. 8 Central Time. All right? Everybody got it? I want to make sure everybody gets it via YouTube so you don't miss it. But you never will miss anything because we'll all be able to, they'll always be on YouTube for you to follow up on. But start time for live, for the room live, Mishpahah, that will be 9 a.m. Central Time, start time. Okay? So make sure everybody get that in crystal clear. Okay? So we're going to go back to those times because the Cody said, well, why would we go back to those times, Rabbi? Well, because the Cody said we're going back to those times. So that's what we're going to do. And I think it's more beneficial for everyone else. Because at the end of the day, we want to be just and fair, and we want to be right. You see, justice, justice, justice. We want proper justice. And we also want everybody happy. Happy, 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 happy and grateful, happy and grateful, right? So we want everybody to be happy. And we want everybody to be filled with joy and peace. Focus on the positive energy side. So, okay, so back to the solution. So here we go. Here we have it. Now, the universe is what I did was attract a particular woman into my life. Because listen, I'm trying to find a cure for my wife's itching. I want to find a natural cure. And I was like, man, what do I have to do to find this kind of cure? Well, the universe has brought that and infinite abundance with that as well. I ran into this woman, and this woman, my goodness, this woman, in her mind, you understand that in ancient times, information was disseminated from father to son to father to son. How many of you understand that? Well, you fail to realize, at the same time, information was also trying to disseminate it from what? Woman to daughter, mama to daughter, mama to daughter, mama to daughter. Anybody ever thought about that? Well, I come to a great realization of that as well. As I was talking to this woman, this older woman, and she was like, yeah, I got this remedy. It's a pain remedy. And it's a cream. And I make this cream. And in this cream are 18 different ingredients, all natural. And it was taught to me by my great aunt. She's from Mexico. And she said, this was taught to me by my aunt. I was like, lady, Do you have this stuff like written down somewhere? She said, no, it's all in my head. So I began to explain to this woman the importance of her, again, this is why a lot of our history was lost. Why? It's because we passed it on orally. You understand oral tradition? And a lot of it wasn't written down. So a lot of our history was like lost or forgotten because it didn't continue to be passed on orally. You see? You fail to realize that in ancient times, a lot of people couldn't read and write. Think about that. So they were just receiving information orally. You'll see that a lot during, and if you ever watch a lot of those medieval movies, you'll see that people couldn't read and they couldn't write. So they would go around and they would, you ever watch these movies? I was watching a lot of these medieval movies, King Arthur and all that. And they would have this one guy, he would sit up on his stool and he would tell the news. He would either sing the news or he would actually tell it, okay, this is what's going on. People would crowd around him and listen, you see. That's how it went down. And so even before that, this is how information was, because a lot of people couldn't read and write. So they would just get their information this way. So this woman was telling me, she said, yeah, I have this it's a salve, it's a cream. She said, I have this cream. And you can apply it, and this cream is like universal. We're just now understanding. I mean, this cream every day is giving us new solutions. That's what it does. So it's an external cream, and just put it on. Now it alleviates pain. It's like a Ben-Gay, but Ben-Gay kicked up many notches, and all these creams. I mean, it's all natural. This woman, this is a remedy that was used, for hundreds of years within her family, you see, within her family. And so she makes this cream, and she has to buy all these different kind of plants, and it takes a while for her to make it, and she's getting old, and she said, it's causing me a lot of pain to make this cream now, because, I have to process, I have to go through and all these different things, and now she's starting to forget things. I told her, lady, number one, you have to start writing this stuff down. So now I'm getting her, she's in the process right now as we speak of writing these things down. And some of the cures that it's used for, and I'm just starting to find out for myself, because I've been using it as well. And again, my solution, I was just trying to find a solution to my wife's itching, right? The itching right in her abdomen area, and sometimes on her shoulders and her back. She's pregnant, and she has these intermittent moments of itching. So I began to use it. I began to apply that cream on my wife's back, my wife's tummy. The itching stopped. Totally stopped. Her breast, she said her breast started to itch. Applied it on the breast. Totally stopped. Cured it. I'm like, well, damn, I'm onto something here. So remember I told you I got the green thumb. I'm working in the garden with the shovel, digging holes, and, moving earth, soil, all this and that. My goodness, I come in from the shower, muscles a little sore. You know what I did? I applied that cream to my little muscles. My arms, my goodness, pain gone. Pain gone, just like that. So, again, I'm just now starting to see the benefits. Oh, again, how many of you know with the pollen? Man, pollen is bad here in San Antonio. I went out on my car, scraped my car, scraped out like almost 1 inch. No, man, I'm exaggerating, but a couple of centimeters of that green pollen stuff. How many of you experiencing that where you live? Well, here in San Antonio, that stuff is heavy. And so, again, so I'm outside working, so then my allergies want to start cranking up. So I was like, okay, let me take that cream. I put some of that cream right underneath my nostrils. And guess what? No sneezing. I was like, okay. So then I said, you know what? It's time to kick this up a notch. It's time to get this out to the Mishpachah. I'm going to give it to all of you for free. I'm going to send it to you. All you got to do is send me an address. I'm going to send this cream to you. And yes, Oliver, I'll send it to you as well. I'll send it anywhere I need to send it. I'm going to send you samples of this cream. Remember we talked about samples? I'm going to give you a little jar of this stuff. And I want you to use it. You can apply it. My wife, mosquito bites. Mosquito bites. You know what name I gave for this cream? I call it Ima Earth. I call it Mother Earth. But Ima is the Hebrew word for mother. Ima Earth. That's the name I'm giving for it. And by the way, I'm sending it to the UK line, for instance. I'm sending it to you for free. But get this, because you're going to have to put some skin in the game. So this is what needs to happen. For anybody that gives a donation to the widow for over $20, for over $20. You give a donation, you're going to have to verify it now. I'll verify with the Kohen, you send it to the PayPal, you'll verify it to me. Ema Earth. Ema Earth is going to be the name of it. I'm getting some, I'm going to call it Ema Earth. Mother. That's what I'm calling it. Because this comes straight from the earth. Mother Earth. And I'm going to have, I hope he's in the room. I don't know if he's in the room right now. He may be working. But I'm going to have Shane Yah work on me. I'm going to need me a little. Shane Yah, if you need anything done, images, he can do it for you. Because I need to put a sticker on it. So this is where we are with the product. All I want you to do in return, besides, if you give a donation above $20, remember, we have about $900 to meet our goal. $900 to meet abundance. Now, if you give a donation, I know you've given in the past. We'll say you can't give more than once. If you give a donation of over $20, I'm going to send it to you for free. I don't care where you're at in the world. I'll send it to you. See, but you got to put skin in the game. It's a double whammy. It's a double whammy win for you. And now all I want you to do in return is to apply this cream. Mosquito bites, put it on there. Bee bites, whatever. Ant bites, put it on there. Swelling in your legs, put it on there. You have bad dogs, your feet are bad, put it on there and put some socks on. Because I did that with my feet. Because, I'm digging with the shovel, right? And so my feet was aching a little bit. I said, you know what? I'm going to take this cream, I'm going to take Ema Earth, and I'm going to apply it to my feet, and I slept in some socks. My goodness. I woke up in the morning, my goodness, I was levitating. Not literally, but my feet felt so good. I was like, wow, this stuff really works. Inflammation, put it on there. Any respiratory, you have a little chest issues, rub it on your chest like you do with the Vicks. This is better than Vicks. Rub it on your chest, rub right there on your nose, underneath your nose. You can even put it in your nostrils. It's going to help you with your respiratory issues. Guarantee you it will. But all I want you to do is just send me the results in. I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send it to you free. But again, I'm only sending free people that send a donation of at least $20 to help that widow in the East. At least $20. Show me proof that you send it in, and I will ship it to you. I don't care where you at in the world, I will ship it to you. Now, wherever you're at in the world, especially if you're going to the UK, if I'm shipping to the UK, shipping and handling, I can own those costs. I'm taking it. Because I believe in this product, and I know this product will help you. It will help you. All I want you to do is give me the results. Hey, Rabbi, I used it on this and it worked. Hey, Rabbi, I used it on that and it worked. Ema Earth, this cream, this salve really works. I used it on my cut. It worked. Healed really good. Alan bite, it worked really good. All I want is you to send me in the results. That's all I want. I know this product works. I know it works. I'm giving it to you for free. I'm giving it to you. I'm going to pay for the shipping, the postage, all that. I got it. It works. But I want you to use it so you can benefit from it. But again, you're going to have to put some skin in the game. So it's a double whammy for you. It's a double win. Because you're going to give again to help the widow in the East, and you're going to benefit that way. You're going to benefit. And then look at your return. You already benefited from your return by getting this cream. And then I know you'll be back. You're going to want some more after you use this cream. After you run out, you'll be like, Rabbi, where can I get some more of this? Every first aid kit, and believe me, every house, every one of your homes, you should have a first aid kit. How many of you in your home right now can go get your first aid kit? Every household needs to have a first aid kit. You must have one. You gotta have it. This needs to be in every one of your first aid kits. It's a wonder. It's a wonder. So again, I call it Ema Earth, and I'm gonna send it to you for free. All you gotta do is send us, proof that you've given. That from this day that you're going to give, you're like, Rabbi, I already gave. Who said you can't give again? See, that's your mind telling you. You're coming in like Jimmy, you just give it. No, I want you to put some skin in the game. To amplify, you must what? You must apply. I want you to apply yourselves. $20, come on, man. If you don't eat at Burger King for a week, you can come up with that amount of money. Or you don't take the, again, don't make excuses. This is for those that want to benefit from this cream. Because believe me, it's going. This is another one that's written. I've been scripting that as well. It's been in my script. To attract businesses, different businesses. I mean, I never thought of doing this, but again, this is what I attracted in my scripting. Conventional, unconventional ways. This woman came to me, and she offered to help me. She's like, yeah, I know your wife is pregnant. Use this cream. I'm like, what the heck is this cream? She said, I'll make this cream myself. I got this recipe from my aunt. I said, well, wow. Well, how long? Well, we've been using this cream in our family for years. This woman's from Mexico. We've been using this cream. It's all flowers. It's all herbs. I was like, wow, this is good stuff. Let me apply it. Let me try. Remember I told you try. A lot of you you let your mind explain it away. You don't even try nothing. Try it. Oliver, you and France as well. I'll send it to you too. I don't care where you're at in the world. I'm going to send a lot of it to Akoin because I want to, when he goes back to Pakistan to see his Aisha, I want him to send it over there to Pakistan. This stuff is going all over the place. I'm sending it wherever I can send it. Lynn, if you're listening, I'm gonna send it. I'll send it to Philippines. Send it there. I don't care, because I know this product will work for you. It'll help you, and it's all natural. That's what I'm all about. I'm about Mother Earth. That's why I call it Ima Earth. I'm all about Mother Earth, Mishpahah. I'm all about Mother Earth. And guess what? This old lady, Yamesia, she was attracted. I didn't stumble on her. She was attracted to me. I manifested her in my life. Because why? I'm a solution. I'm not a problem thinker. I'm a solution thinker. So guess what's attracted to me? Solution. This old lady comes in the form of a what? Solution. All of you need to be thinking what? Solution. Not problem. Most of your problem is that you think about problem. And then, oh, I got this situation. No. You need to be about solution. You're inventors. You're entrepreneurs, Mishpahah. That's who you are. You're entrepreneurs. Why let those people who claim to be Jews over there in Israel only be the inventors and the solution solvers of the world? That's you. That's your place. That's your mandate. Do you understand, Mishpahah? I hope you're with me. So I want to give this cream out to whoever wants it. Ima Earth, this cream, I'm telling you, it's going to benefit you. I'm going to send it to the Kohen. He's going to add it to his medical, all of his medical remedies as well, and it'll be a great addition to your first aid kits. How many of you in this room have a first aid kit? Please say you have one in your house. You need to start developing one if you don't. For emergency purposes, you need to do that. Well, Rabbi, my first aid kit is for me to run to the doctor. You don't need to run to the doctor. You are the doctor. You have a Kohen that is a doctor that can help you. Well, I got this insurance, and you need to. What I'm trying to explain to you, nothing against Western medicine, but Eastern medicine is so much better. And you can't get more better than taking it back from Mother Earth. Use what Mother Earth gives us to heal us. That's what I learned from these doctors in the East. They use it for what Mother Earth already gave us, you see. I'm telling you, as a nurse, doctors in America, majority of them are not trying to get you better. Otherwise, they can't drive that Mercedes and live in that $5,000 home. $500,000 home, not $5,000 home. You understand what I'm saying? You'd be putting doctors out of business. I'm telling you. This is why it's so important that you understand this principle. You see? The principle of giving, the principle of attracting. I don't want you all to miss your manifestation because it comes in a form that's unconventional to you. Well, I didn't see it coming that way. And say, let me just give you the quick scenario. If I'd have just blew the old lady away, like, oh, old lady, get away from me. You don't know what you're talking about. You're old. You see how I could have missed a great successful business, a startup, and then look at my pattern. What am I going to do? I'm giving it away. I'm giving it. You go in these Costco's, you go in these Sam's stores, what do? They give it away. Give it away. If you like it, you'll buy it. Buy it, but try before you buy. If you like it, you'll buy it later. That's how confident I am in this cream. It works. I've been using it. For the past couple of weeks, I was like, well, I'm not going to say nothing to the Mishpahah just yet. I'm going to wait. But now they hope I say, okay, To amplify, you must apply. You must apply this cream. So I got to give it to you so that you can amplify yourself. And you can understand that you are super human being. Even more so when you're on the conscious side of things, nothing can stop you. Don't let physical ailments slow you down. You can repair the body. When we just go back to Mother Earth and what she has given us in abundance, not just, oh, you're only going to get a little bit. No, Mother Earth has given us in abundance many things to help us and aid us and help keep us. We must get back to that mindset of Ima Earth, of Mother Earth. Right? How many of you are on board with me? You understand what I'm saying? And it was great motivation, Hakoim, to listen to these doctors from the East talk about curing cancer. Cancer is not to bring solution to what they see as a problem of, peril and death. You say the word cancer, first they all death and destruction. That's not the case. There's solution. Mother Earth brings solution. And sometimes, unconventional ways. When I heard that pigs' organs was curing cancer, I was like amazed. I was like, wow. The pig does serve its purpose. Pigs' organs. Certain organs of the pigs curing certain forms of cancer. Amazing. The last time I checked, the pig is eating everything on Mother Earth. Again, worms. And man, learned a lot about worms. Mother Earth. Again, worms may eat your decaying body one day as well. It's a whole circle of life. And by the way, if you want to watch a good movie, the new Lion King is coming out here soon. Stay tuned. I know probably you all seen the previews for that movie as well. It's going to be a great movie, the new Lion King. I'm a big fan of lions, by the way. But you see, these are things that we must look at and examine. So again, you want to put skin in the game, even you on YouTube. You may not be affiliated with us at Forever Israel. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Universal laws are universal laws. You want blessings in your life? Take care of the widow. That's what your Bible says. And the orphan. Here's your opportunity. And then you're going to get something back for free already. So already you're attracting. You're already attracting to yourself. You're getting a free cream that's going to help you with your itching, with these little scars, with little pains that you have, little aches from doing little exercises, whatever you're doing, swelling in the body, put it on there. Keep you nice and soft, baby fresh, put it on there. And then guess what I have followed up behind it? See, abundance, infinite abundance keeps coming to you. Then I have another cream. Rabbi Benita, I want you to get it. I'll send it to you. You tell me if it helps your allergies. I tell you what, it helped me. I was down there sneezing, all this pollen in there. I rubbed some right underneath my nose. Actually, I put it in my nostrils. My goodness. Stop just like that. I'm like, wow, this is good stuff. Rubbed it on my chest. My neck area. You know how people get these little common colds. I want you to tell me. Don't ask me. I'm going to give it to you, and I want you to tell me what does it do for you. You see? What does it do for you? And you only need to apply a little. You don't need much. If you want to kick it up and you do a little abundance on yourself, so be it. But you only need to apply a little bit of it. And I want you guys to come back and tell me. Give your testimony. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, universe. You see, I sing that song, and what happens? Mother Earth brings her abundance to me. Do you see this example? I hope you all are really getting this. This is not rocket science here. It's simple. It's simple science. You see? Simple science. And at the same time, again, well, Rabbi, when am I going to get that free solve? When you send in that $20 or more. I'm not just limiting it at $20. Well, Rabbi, I already gave. Well, give again. How many times has Mother Earth given to you? Once? Has Mother Earth only given to you once? Oh, please. Please, come on, Miss Baha. Mother Earth is the gift that keeps on giving. Why can't we be the same? As our life source, as our creator of the heavens and the universes, has he only given to you once? Come on now. If you can't say oh me, say oh my. Come on, man. Let's stop. Let's stop with the nonsense here. Let's kick it up. Let's kick it up a few notches here. And at the same time, you're doing a great service to a woman, a widow in the East. What a great blessing. I'm on board. I'm on board. I'm on board. But again, if you want to amplify, you must apply. And you can take that and use it in every aspect of your life. I'm talking about my solve right now. Apply my solve, and I guarantee you it'll improve your life. It'll improve it. Oh, yeah, I've been having this nagging itch. Oh, she also told me it was for rashes. You got this little rash? Put it on there. Put it on. All natural. Put it on there. Little rash, nagging rash won't go away. Try it. Tell me if it doesn't work. Just tell, all I want you to do is put it to work. Tell me what it does for you. Try. Lion Bridget said yesterday I met with my GP. GP, I guess that's a doctor, right? Blood test results, great improvement in sugar balance. He was not best pleased with me when I Julie tried to give me pills, which I respectfully declined. I told him thanks, I'll be fine. I've used some natural herbs. There you go. There you go. Of course they're not going to be pleased with you because they're here to push pills so they can get that free trip with their wife to Switzerland, or they can take that free cruise. You see, pills are a promotion for doctors, majority of them here in the West. There's a promotion behind the pill. I want you to understand that. I've been a practicing nurse for over 24 years. I'm telling you this from experience. That pills are a promotion. They're a promotion. And they're either getting a monetary promotion, they're getting a trip, they may be getting a new car, depending on how many pills that they sell. And I know a lot of you know what I'm talking about because you have been victims of their pills, you see. You're victims. Oh, we got the new pill out on the market, you should try it. But I don't have that problem. Oh, but we still got the new pill. I'm going to write you a prescription for it, and you just give it a try, blah, blah, blah. You see, pills are a promotion. Don't be hoodwinked and bamboozled by that, okay? Well, you're saying, Rabbi Kefa, stop taking pills. I'm not saying that. If you're taking pills, hey, God bless you. Stay on them. Don't get off of them quickly because it might just kill you. That's one of the side effects, you see. Is that they get you hooked and you just can't. You got to wean yourself off of them slowly. You just can't quit cold turkey. This is not like quitting smoking or quit drinking beer or whatever, blah, 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 if you want to quit drinking beer. So you must be careful. Don't come here saying, well, Rabbi Kefa told me to quit taking my pills. I didn't say that. I said that there's other alternatives out there. You must bust the bubble and look outside of Big Pharma. Look outside of these big, they're pushing pills. I tell you, I love the Eastern mindset. Oh, I'm glad. I sleep with Eastern mindset. My wife is from China, so if something goes wrong, she's making me a tea. Oh, hey, take this tea. This tea. Drink this tea. Honey, you need to take this tea. And I'm very happy to do so. Or eat this vegetable. You need to eat this vegetable. The vegetable very good. Okay, yes, honey. Yes, honey. It's the first time in my life, Mishpahah. And I say this in all humbleness and no haughtiness behind it whatsoever. But this is the first time in my life that I actually had a woman that's taking care of me. I'm going to say that again. And I say that almost in tears. This is the first time in my life that I had a woman that actually taking care of me, that really cares about me. Any of you understand what I mean by that? And if you don't, go get it. Because that in itself is a blessing. That in itself is a blessing. Is to have a woman that's willing to take care of you. Not with their words, but with their actions. See? Wow. Some of you might be saying, Rabbi Kefa, I want some of that. Well, you know what? Write your script. But you got to know what you want, and that's a good thing, you see. I've had many relations in my life, in my 40-plus odd years on this earth. But I can factually say that I have a woman that really, her whole drive is to take care of me. Wow! Wow, Miss Bahar. That's coming from my inner man right there, Miss Bahar. And hopefully that'll be a great motivator for some of you as well, as you desire that. You desire that kind of situation. Your message you're saying it's so great. My wife does to her own problems. My wife does to her own problems. I need to help her so much. Yes, you do. And it goes both ways. Colleen talked about karma. That stuff is real. If you want a good wife, be a good husband. If you want a good husband, be a good, great, awesome wife. Do you see it? Here's a great question for Colleen. And it's dealing with karma. Or can we manifest good karma and bad karma? And I'm pretty sure I probably asked and answered question there when it comes to karma. Can karma... Yeah, and I guess you can do that as I'm thinking on it as well. J.B. Yasrel saying, that's wonderful to hear, Chief Kefa. It gives me hope that there are still many good women out there. There are many great women, awesome women out there that is looking for a great and awesome man. It goes both ways, Miss Bahar. And I'm not being one-sided because I must be just and fair and equal as a judge. I must see both sides, even though I'm not a woman. But from a man's perspective, love in a woman is probably the same things I would want in a man. You know what I mean? So that's that balance that comes into play. And whether a woman is strong, I am weak. And whether a woman is weak, I am strong. You know what I mean? And that makes that oneness, that union that is talked about in our Bible, where the two become one. That stuff is real. That's universal stuff there. Can you have an atom without protons and neutrons? Can anybody tell me? Come on now. Stop this real. We're talking about energy here, man. Beautiful. It's beautiful, Miss Bahar. So again, you know about Ema Earth, this cream. Now I want all of you to have it. That's my desire. I want all of you to have it, but you're gonna have to put some skin in the game. I'm gonna give it away for free. But again, you're going to have to, application is required. Continue to help this widow. If you already have, come again. And keep coming until the job is done. Now, in closing, because I know I've been here for a while, but I think this stuff is important, man. That's why I want to get it out here to you. In closing, I want every one of you today to sit down with your families and watch some form of a video on the black hole. And, well, if you just Google this, black hole picture explained, I want you to look at that picture of the black hole. They actually took a picture of the black hole. But what you need to understand is the miracle behind it. Because it's not just taking pictures of a black hole, Miss Bahar. You listen to these scientists speak on that. It is beautiful. They actually come out and say it's no less than a miracle that they have a picture of the black hole. It's like the universes, and they'll tell you this is why I want you to listen to the explanation of the scientists behind what went behind taking this picture of a black hole. They never had pictures of it. They only had images and, okay, well, Einstein talked about it being like this, and they only had an imagination of a black hole. Now, they have pictures of a black hole. A picture. And it explained, the scientists one of them described it as hell. That's what it is. I want you to Google it. Look at the picture of it. There's a picture of it. It's all over it. But one scientist, that was his description. He said, this is hell. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's what do you understand? That is hell. While others give the explanation of how many years it took and how many stations that they had to set up, these different stations that had to be in place all over the world, and how different countries had to start and actually position their satellites in such a way to where they can get this picture. And then guess what? They talked about, the scientists talked about how the Earth had to shift, how the planet Earth, the different planets had to shift a certain way at a certain time for this picture to be taken. Otherwise, it could have never been taken. This is why I know source power, the God of the universe is in this earth, has allowed and afforded us the opportunity to have this picture of a black hole. Because the universe is, the scientists will tell you, when you listen to them talk, you say, oh, this is no short than a miracle. Now, for a scientist to say it is a miracle, I mean, my goodness. Science always explains everything away with science. But they realize that something outside of all their technology, all of their telescopes, had to take place for this picture to be taken. That's why I want all of you to sit down with your families and look at this black hole phenomenon. This picture that you have of the black hole. It's beautiful. And they go into explanation about what the black, it swallows up everything. It just swallows up everything. Light, it swallows it up. Everything, it swallows everything up. Because there's such a force, a gravitational pull with a black hole. It's beautiful. That's why I can't explain why. But again, that's his own explanation. How one scientist explained, well, this is just I bet where I explained it would be hell. Well, it's deeper than that. What if you don't believe in hell? So how you gonna explain it then? You know what I mean? But that's his explanation. So I'll leave it to him, and I respect his explanation. But then you get other scientists that go into a little more detail, and they talk about how long, how many years it took to get this picture, and how everything had to be in alignment. Everything had to work out literally perfect. The universe had to shift its planets in such a way. The moon, I mean, I was like, wow, this is amazing. I want all of you to go and watch this explanation that the scientists give. Look at the picture; it's beautiful. This is historic stuff that happened these past 6 days of labor, and I would encourage all of you to really become more in tune about current events and what's going on around the world. More importantly, I would encourage all of you every time to bring a story, bring a song every Shabbat, bring a story about something that's happening positive in the world. That may be a niche for somebody right there to just start to talk on the good news. The good news. I don't know where Roughneck went. I don't know. You see some folks coming here with a platform. They come in here with an agenda right in the middle of a teaching. I don't understand that. So when I don't know how you say it, they're not welcome. They came into the room. Nobody patted them down to come into the room. You're welcome to the room. But some people, they just must be noticed. Their presence must be felt. I'm not that type of person. I'll sit in the back. I'm like my teacher. Yeah, I have a big mouth, but I sit in the back. I don't need to be noticed. You don't need to give me the accolades. I let my walk do my talk. You don't have to sit there and be showy and be out there in the front. Put me in the back, because I know when I'm in the back, I am in the front. Think about it. I mean, come on. Rosa Parks. I mean, they're great history lesson from here as well. When you're in the back, you are in the front. So again, I don't know. I'm not here to please people. I'm here with a different agenda. I'm trying to connect you to source energy and to amplify that connection. I hope you all understand that. So to amplify, we must apply. Hakoyin is teaching us, and touch on the parsha just a little bit, but Hakoyin is teaching us about the leprosy that's in our home. You can take that, well, you can say, Rabbi, I don't have no leprosy in my home, but you can take that and apply it to how you were diseased in your spiritual self, your home, your body, that you're encased in this body, that one day worms are going to eat. I don't mean to be graphic, but that's just real. If you decide to go back to the earth, I'm going to the sea. That's me. I'm going to the sea, so they're going to be, I'll be fish food, basically. The same fish that I like to eat, I'm going to be fish food. This body will be. You see? You understand what I mean? It's a circle of life. I'm not telling you it is. It's a universal circle of life. It's beautiful. I tell folks, those same things you're destroying are going to eat you one day. I mean, think about it. Come on, let's just be real. Let's just be real. I mean, come on. So my thing is, let's have a high respect for all things. Let's have a high respect for all of Mother's nature. Everything from the first. You know, I was working in the garden last night, and you know what I saw before the sun went down? Beautiful sight, Hakohi, was a hummingbird. It came down. Boy, I tell you, you know, their wings fly so fast, right? A hummingbird here in San Antonio. I was like, my goodness. So it came down, and it was just looking at me. I was looking at it, it was looking at me, and it stayed there fluttering for a while. I was like, how beautiful. How beautiful is this? Sit there and see a hummingbird. How many of you last time you seen a hummingbird? But this hummingbird came down, just humming there, looking at me, I'm looking at it, I'm holding a conversation. Because before that time, I was talking to the plant. Because I was like, yeah, we do have some rain. You want to come in? When I go in the house, you want me to bring you in the house? I'm talking to the plant. Yes, I talk to plants. So then the hummingbird comes up. And I'm having a conversation with the hummingbird. I'm like, yeah, wow, you're beautiful. What are you doing over here? I said, I don't have no nectar around here. You know what I mean? So these are things how you connect back to Mother Earth. You see, when you give back to Mother Earth, even Mother Earth will give back to you even more abundantly. You'll see things that you haven't seen before. You'll see life in a total different way. It's not caught up in some religious mumbo-jumbo or how much knowledge you can see. No, I'm trying to enjoy life. The greenery now. We have 3D quality around here now with all the greenery that the pollen is bringing in. I have no problem with the pollen because I got the solution. I put that cream on my nose, I'm good to go. Give my earth goes under the nose, hey, I can deal with pollen. Many people, I can't go outside, pollen bad, it's going to wreck my allergies, blah, blah, blah. Well, come up with a solution. So you can go out and enjoy creation. So you can go out and make memories. That's the beauty of it, Ms. Baha. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. To amplify, you must apply. My goodness. My goodness. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you, universe. Thank you. Asking the wrong questions. Getting no answers. There's going to be more to that coming up ahead, but I'm going to wrap it up for today. Now, before I wrap it up, I'm going to put out that announcement as well. Don't forget, we still have the widow we're dealing with. We're going to take care of. We still dealing with the widow. We're going to get her taken care of. Whether you participate or not, that's on you. The widow will be taken care of. You know, whether you want to amplify your connectivity to the Creator of the heavens and the universes, all you so-called Bible-believing people, will put your money where your mouth is. You say you believe in the Bible, but where are you? Don't be absentee when it comes to really helping a widow. Literally, you're helping a widow. Be a participant. Be a participant and you become prosperous. Don't be a participant and you'll become poor. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. I'm not here to give you some kind of John Hagee spiel because that stuff is mumbo-jumbo. But I'm going to put the facts out there. The energy that you give out, that you're transmitting, is what you'll receive back. And guess what? How many of you know that money is energy? Money is not an object. How many of you understand that money is energy? Well, amplify that. Come on, man. Let's be real. Money is energy. It's not an object. That's how many people don't understand. I love money and money loves me. Me and money have a friendship that will last forever. Because I love money. Do you understand that? I hope you do. When you can become I don't hope. I like using that word. But I have a desire that you will understand that. I'll write a script. You will one day. I don't know when that day will be, because I don't care about time. Time is of no relevance to me. I just am present. I am. Not I will be. I am. 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 You get it, Miss Baha? Luxury class. I know you came a little bit later. Our Shabbat class start time will be 9 o'clock Central Time, starting next Shabbat, okay? Just heads up. Just heads up. At what time? 9 o'clock Central Time. I'm in Central Time. I'm here in Texas. So we'll start 9 a.m. next Shabbat, okay? Just a heads up for you. I know you're one of the ones that came. I'm not trying to, beg you, but I just wanted you to get that information as well. Anybody else that did come in late as well. Okay, so I just want you to understand. So that way, 9 a.m. if you're looking at, you're coming in early next Shabbat, you're gonna find us still snoring away. So it'll be 9 a.m. Central Time. Adjust your times accordingly to where you are in the world. Please do, because I'd like for you. I don't want you to miss anything. I want you to be present. I want you to be present. I don't want you to miss it. And you always be present because you can always listen. Hey, just something about being live that just, I don't know. Maybe that amplifies you a little bit more when you're live opposed to listening to it later on. I think there's nothing wrong with listening later on because, again, there's many things we're all here trying to do as inventors, as entrepreneurs to make this world a better place. Where is Israel? You look at where the most prosperous countries are today. Google it. Let Google help you do that. Do a Google search. This is where you'll find Israel. The most prosperous countries in the world this day. Because Israel is present. Okay, on that note, I'm going to turn it back over to Hakoim. And I desire for all of you to have a great Shabbat. And to do great and marvelous things. And to become creators. And to do marvelous and great things for your country. For your Lord and Savior. For your rescuer. For your wife. For your husband. For your children. Let's just keep it real. let's just keep it real, Mr. Hahn. On that note, I'll wrap it up. We'll turn it back over to our Queen. Any more questions, please do ask. If you're still in your holiday mode, your Shabbat, your high holy day mode, hey, enjoy it. Ask questions and receive answers. Nobody wants to ask questions and get no answers, but ask questions. You know what I notice about the universe? The universe, you ask questions to the universe, you don't get answers. You don't get an answer. You get to attract something physically to you that is the answer, and that's the beauty. It's beautiful. It works, Ms. Bob. In all my years of asking questions, now I know how to ask the right questions and how to ask questions and get answers. Beautiful. There'll be more on that ahead, I'm pretty sure. It'll be coming your way. Let's work what we have now and perfect it. And get better at it. And continue to apply. And then our amplification will truly get better. On that note, we'll wrap it up. I wish you all a great Shabbat. Shalom, shalom to you as well over there across the pond. Vive la France, Oliver. And Oliver, you hold me to it. You mark my words. You do your part, I will do mine. The cream will come your way. You help the widow. I'll send you the cream for free. 2 francs. I love you all, and I leave you in love, peace, and joy.
Toda for that, Rabbi Kefa. Yeah, toda, wonderful lecture. Okay, so those of you came in late. As you know, the times will change. Those of you who are mixed up with the Eastern and Central Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. 10 o'clock, mark it, Eastern Time. So, Those of you who came in late missed my earlier part, so this is what I want you to do. Take a bay leaf, make an intention, and then ask for a miracle. Write on it, give me a miracle, with a Sharpie. Write on it, give me a miracle. Burn it. Put the ash, and the ash that comes from the bay leaf, put it into the earth. Put it into the earth, not into the garbage can, into the earth or into a plant. And then watch that miracle come. Watch that miracle come, and you will see that what I told you is absolutely true. So with that, Rabbi Kefa, Todah for that. Yes, that's a huge important area of asking. It's a very important area of asking something. You don't get, what did the Messiah say? Ask. What did the Messiah say? Ask. So this law of attraction teaches that are that are telling you, maybe in their sincerity, they're telling you, oh, you don't need to know about when and how, and don't need to ask in this particular way, just need to do this writing and imagine it and so on and so forth. No, you need to ask. Ask the universe. Who is the source and who is the power in the universe? Well, you have to, you can have one option. You can believe there's a universal power that many of us call God. Many of us refer to as Yahweh. Many Christians might call him Jehovah. Many Christians call them Jesus, or any other titles they like to prefer. So that is the power of the universes. You need to ask the question. Many years ago, I asked the question. I asked the question to the universe. I said, what shall I do to be successful? What shall I do to be successful? That was a question I asked when I was 23 years old, and I was told, do information technology, learn computers. That's what I was given the answer, and then I enrolled on that road. I embanked on that road, and that took me to my $100,000 job. That was took me there. So ask, knock on the door, and you shall receive. Believe, of course, is a very key component. Belief implies you have full faith in what you have asked. Full faith to fully receive what you are asking. And then those words will come into your life. But of course, things don't happen in 2 days. If it's a small item, yes, that can happen in 2 days. But if it's a bigger item, like a change of a career, change of life direction, success, these things will take a little patience. But you need to ask. Ask. And I have already told you many times before, and I'll reiterate, you must write your script. Every morning, religiously. Get up in the morning, 5 o'clock on the dot, you should be up. You should be up at 5 in the morning, if you're not early. This morning I was up at 4 o'clock. You should be up at 5, and you should be writing your script. And your script should include 3 at least. Or if you find that writing is tough, you don't like to write too much, you feel lazy maybe, but ask yourself this question: what do you want? What do you want in life? Do you want to remain mediocre? Do you want to remain down there on the floor, or do you want to actually have a position in life which is your right? So write your script in the morning. Your top 2 or 3 goals. Your top 2 or 3 goals. You should be writing them every morning. It's a marathon. It's a marathon. That's fine, luxury class. That is fine. That is your choice. That is not everybody else's choice. Everybody don't want to be a minimalist. And I certainly don't want to be a minimalist. I want to extend my reach to the farthest corners of this earth. What I have, I can share with abundantly with everybody else. So I don't really believe in minimalists. I believe in abundance. The more the better. The more you can share with everybody else. So with that, I'd like to tell you that I'm a maximalist. Absolutely, Venkuni. Absolutely, I'm a maximalist. I like to share what I have with everybody in the earth. And if I don't have, I can't share. So I don't believe in this minimalist idea. So having said that, in the morning, you should be writing your top 2 to 3 goals 5 times minimum. 5 times minimum. 5 times and then read them out afterwards, and try to visualize them. And then that's your morning job for one item. It's only one item done. When your one item is done, then you can move on to the second item of the morning. And then the second item, or maybe the first item on your list, which should be number one, is the meditation that I told you, grounding and the chakra cleaning. That should be number one item on your list. Once you've done that, number one item on your list, and the number two item will be your script. Number two item will be your script. So that is what you need to do as a number two item. Then there will be a number 3 and a number 4 and a number 5 and a number 6. By the way, I have about 10 items on my list that I have to go through. It takes me 4 hours to complete them. I start 4:45, sometimes earlier. Sometimes I start even 4:30, sometimes even 4:15, sometimes 4 o'clock. Depends. So it takes me approximately 4 hours before I can get off my table and say, okay, I'm done. So that is what you need. That's the kind of seriousness and passion you need to be, successful in life, and maybe, make great change in the world. Great change into this earth. We are not here just for ourselves. We are not here for ourselves only. We are here for others. Israel is a light to the nations. If you haven't got that yet, then get that. And if you can't be a light to yourself, then how can you be a light to the nations? First be a light to yourself. And Rabbi Kefa, early bird gets the worm? Absolutely. So get up early, make a habit of getting up early. Because that is a time that you can meet with the Maker. Meet with the Maker first thing in the morning. When you meet your Maker first thing in the morning, then God will reward you, bless you tremendously. This is very important. Some of you will ask the question, well, what if we do shifts? Well, yes, if you do twilight shift, if you're working, then no problem. Come back from work and then kickstart it. Kickstart your script, your meditation, after you come back from work. And if you feel that you can do it in the evening before you go to work, then do it at that time. You have got to set your time, your priority, your life. Prioritize your priorities. Prioritize your priorities. So, don't think that it's not possible. Everything is possible as long as you prioritize yourself. So you can do it morning and evening. As long as you have the time to do so, that is wonderful. You can do it. Now prioritize your priorities. Set your goals. Set your intentions. Everybody will have different goals. Some will want to get married. Some will want to buy a house. Some want to have a beautiful job. Some want to have a beautiful relationship. Some want to have a beautiful vacation. Everybody has different goals. Some want to travel. Everybody wants different goals. That is all perfectly fine. Everybody has different goals. No problem. We are all different individuals. We are all unique. No two people will have the same goals. So you've got to define your goals, what you desire, and write them down. Write them down every morning. Don't skip. And don't say, oh, today I feel like it, and tomorrow I don't feel like today getting up in the morning. I'll skip it today. Don't skip sessions. You're only degrading yourself by doing that. You're only putting yourself further out. So once you start to do this, you keep that synchronicity. Synchronicity is the answer. Once you keep that harmony, that keeps synchronicity in your life, you will start to see great benefit. Great benefit you'll start to see. The Kohanim, the priesthood was instructed to keep the candle lit every morning. Keep it lit. So the first thing they did in the morning when they entered the temple, they made sure there was enough oil. Because they had to pour more oil, they poured enough oil into the candlelight that there was enough oil to run through the night. When the first thing they entered, they chose by lot, who's going to do what. And so the first thing they would do is make sure there is oil in the lamp. But is there oil in your lamp? Is there oil in your lamp? Are you doing that? Are you pouring oil in your lamp? Because that is the beginning of your day. And if you're not pouring oil in your lamp, then how is your vehicle? How is your body as a vehicle going to go from A to B? You're going to have to pour that oil into your lamp. Some of you want to give devotion. Great. You want to give devotion to Jesus, to Yeshua, give devotion to Jesus, to Yeshua. Give him thanks. Rabbi Kefa gave you one example of thank you, thank you, thank you. You can do that thank you in many different examples. Give gratitude to God. Give gratitude in the first thing in the morning. That's wonderful. That is great. Give gratitude, give devotion. Because all this is part of the equation. All this is part of that same equation. It is not, Jesus, the Messiah, is not some airy-fairy character outside in the netherworld. He is within you. He is within you. And if you don't know, then He already told you that. I'll be with you to the end of the age. I am with you to the end of the age. So, you hold Him to His word. He is with you to the end of the age. And if you don't understand that, then try to get understanding. Ask the question. Ask, how are you in me to the end of the age? And you'll get the answer. So with that, I'm going to wrap up. I love you and leave you. Have a great Shabbat, great week ahead. We'll see you next week at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the Master of the Universes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great, wonderful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom and Shalom Shalom.